Okay, so for a little bit of a recap, new people now. That's not a recap, but that's going to be something that's introduced here momentarily. As a recap, after 3 sessions of combat, defeating Ketharaak the Most Knowing, you guys went around and looted the place. Among some of the things you found a whole bunch of items that we're not going to necessarily go over, but a lot of different items, including a new weapon for both Nari and Nibs. Great thing Nibs decided to leave the campaign right after getting something that's going to be the crux of his character for the rest of time. On top of all that, you found a younger body of Ketharaak that was apparently supposed to take upon the soul of Ketharaak when he died, but since you guys trapped said soul, it was no longer able to do so. Leaving that place and heading back to Advar's party place to sleep for the evening and then go and meet with Asat, Nari's father. It was a very, very short meeting. It was brief, it was to the point, got the information they wanted. Asat no longer really knows where Aurora is, and with that, y'all kind of just dipped and came back to Karth. I can pull out the map at some point, since we haven't seen it for a little while, but the coastal city upon where the Consortio is sending all of their operatives to start their time on Dairn. You guys reappeared on the prime material plane in the Whale's Call, and pretty much we're all kind of having some downtime and resting. It was kind of, y'all took a long rest, and in the morning, Nibs, Nikolai Fraudenstein, went about and began to say his goodbyes, as he no longer intended to follow around with you guys and wanted to get to what he wanted to do in his mission as quickly as possible so that he could have things better established for when you guys are done with whatever ends up happening with the Fold. And so, in attempts of saying goodbye, he pretty much spoke with everybody except for Nari, who at the time was crying in her room, and he left something there, if you remember.
I do.
Do you remember what he left?
No, I don't think I opened it. Well, I mean, he left a he left something,
he left
and then a drink.
Yeah, he left the drink, and I believe he also left an item.
He did. I don't remember what it was though.
His little pee-pee.
Yes, he left his gun. So that is where we're going to start. As Nari, after a period of time in your room, eventually when you come down, whether it be an hour later or 2 hours later, you open the door and you find a small little box along with a note on top that is signed under Nikolai's name, just saying 9, with the title Burn Bright. Inside you find the laser pistol, the +1 laser pistol, and beside it you find a drink that you are surprised has not set the wood around it on fire up to this point.
Oh, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the drink.
You're gonna take the drink, just
Take the drink. Yep.
pop it down.
And
Can't save.
I'm gonna. I'm going to take the note. I'm gonna put it in like my chest pocket, or something. For the moment. Obviously, take the laser pistol, add it in, and then I'm gonna go find the nearest tattoo parlor.
You're gonna go find the nearest tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you come down, at this point you see Drake, Warden, and Mike all sitting at the same table, seemingly very, very quietly sitting at this table. You guys kind of notice Nari as she comes down the stairs, and she has an empty cup and is like fidgeting, putting the box into her bag.
How big is the box? I would probably just take the gun out, honestly, if I could.
Yay
Okay, then
big,
it's not.
3-4 inches tall. It's a very, very small item.
Okay, no, just the box there. I'm gonna give them a little nod, make eye contact with each of them, nod, and I'm gonna walk out. I'm not gonna say anything.
Walk out. Okay.
Out the bar?
Does she
Yeah,
understand
I'm
that
going to
Ninja's
look for
gone?
her. Yes,
Yeah.
Well,
Nari understands.
I'm like writing a list right now, and I look up briefly after Nari leaves. Where's the Niv?
Gordon lets out a deep breath in his metallic ways.
Fucking Darth Vader.
Sounds like someone's breathing into a tin can. He lets out a deep breath. Our small friend has parted ways.
Oh. Okay. He picks up his note and he goes to his room.
That's like the biggest didn't ask, and then just fucking
I asked.
As that is occurring, you three, while you were sitting at the table, Jack, the Gold Dragonborn bartender, while you three were sitting there.
Fucking confused me for a second.
I was like,
Yeah, I know. Yes, the whale skull bartender is named Jack. He's a Gold Dragonborn.
Hog.
He had handed you guys a note that was to be read as your group whenever you guys had settled in. Did you guys read it before Nari came down?
No.
Okay.
Wait, how long have we been there?
An hour, maybe.
We probably read it.
Yes.
Okay.
We read it.
The note is from it's titled Old Soul, which you know to be Markaay. And it pretty much details you guys have it was written the day that you guys left. If you return within a week, I will likely be living in the home of Ventar Quintamaris, as due to your missions and dealings with him, we have attempted to establish a closer connection with the insect Rocratus. In that, if you return within the week, I will still likely be there before heading towards Dwinder. If you return within this week, if you would meet me there, I can give you a debrief on how we intend, as the Consortio, intend to assist you with your mission.
Have we been there within a week?
You guys were only gone for about 36 hours, 40 hours.
Cool.
Like a day and a half or
You were gone for less than 2 days.
Cool.
But it's been total 2 days because we went along this. So we had like
This
5
would be
more
day
days.
3.
So we can wait
So
till
we
4 more
left in the
days.
morning as soon as we got up, and then we returned late afternoon, early evening, I think, for the next day, correct?
Yeah, yes. So, Drake has gone up to bed. What kind of tattoo are you looking for?
Nari's gonna take the handwriting of Nibs' Burn Bright.
Oh, you're not wanting a magic tattoo.
She just wants
I
to know.
wouldn't mind a
She just
magical
wants to-
tattoo. I have no idea what even a magical tattoo like.
Well, Nibs has already looked for one in Karth. There is no magical tattoo parlor in here.
See, so I'm just gonna tattoo Burn Bright on both my wrists
Okay.
in his handwriting. That's
So go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
it. Oh well.
It is hot down here.
Sorry.
More bodies.
Hang on, give me 2 seconds.
I blame you.
Yeah, my bad.
It is all Jade's fault.
Not for that.
Why did you...
I'm sorry, I forgot to level up my character, so I'm doing that right now.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of, you haven't leveled up either.
You're
Level
So
up
I'm
to now.
choosing another spell.
Just wanted to-
I don't know
I
if
thought I
I'm
did,
choosing
like,
another
before
spell
you
slot.
left.
I'm doing another spell.
Well, obviously
Uh,
you didn't.
Obviously.
A 16.
A
On
16.
investigation, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
investigation. So after a little bit of time, you do find a small parlor, seemingly ran by just an older human man.
Mm-hmm.
And stepping inside, there's just ink portraits everywhere around the room. And you ask to get it. It'll cost you 50 gold to get it on both wrists. 25 per. Let's just say tattoos aren't necessarily a common thing. So, and also he has to use some special stuff because you're resistant to fire, and resistant to burning your skin.
That's not burning.
That's not burning; it's inking. Yes, but still has to use something special because
Okay.
your skin is not human skin.
Yeah.
If it's a human, it's a lower one. He's racist, is what I'm trying to say.
Got it.
There
You
you go.
can't
Oh,
tattoo
finally
on my
said-
metal?
don't think you
You
can.
would actually have to char it.
It would just be painting.
I was gonna say just
Yeah.
He just pulls out a dribble. He's like, I got you,
no
homie.
spearable ink.
Scribes it.
I already have my own tools to etch things, so I'm good.
Okay.
And then afterwards, Nari's gonna find a way to make money because Nari is poor.
Yeah.
And Nari doesn't want to talk to the other members right now because she's reeling over. Yes.
Okay.
Big sad.
So,
Big.
Trake's going up to his room. What is Trake doing in his room?
It's
You got it.
30 minutes of mourning, and I won't go into detail because Drake wouldn't want anyone to know.
Oh,
He's
you
bitter.
you just stone colded all the way up to your room just so you could start crying.
Yeah.
That's very Trake.
It's just
Exactly.
We can probably hear it through
Hey,
the
can
door.
we hear electric? Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, both of you guys.
Make this man
You want to
roll.
roll
What about,
perception check to see if we can hear him crying?
What about a 20 passive?
20 passive?
What?
What about an 18
Wait,
passive?
wait.
I have a 20.
Come again?
It's not that hard to get.
Come
high
again.
passive.
Come again.
And
We
again,
certainly
and
will.
again,
Don't worry.
And again.
Let's keep going.
So with the
Start
20
mining.
passive, when Warden, what did you roll?
9.
9.
Well, actually, no, 9 plus. I was gonna say I'm good at perception.
Yeah. You have like a plus 8,
Yeah, so it's 17.
17.
With an 18.
I was gonna let you use your passive since it's high enough, because you have an 18 passive. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
Well,
So
17
plus
was
10,
an
so I
18
figured I
passive.
might roll
yeah.
Damn.
still lower.
So with that, Warden seems pretty stalwart. You, as Trake ran up, you were like, what is he? And at one point, as you go to the bar, it's a pretty quiet, because this is morning. It's just after the morning rush. There's not much going on. And as you step over, you could swear you hear, like, soft, just... and you actually also hear the scribbling of paper and the breaking of a pencil at one point.
Dang it, I have to break a pencil. It'd be funny if I had that on there. But no.
Man just got 5 pencils. It's his most prized possessions. He broke a pencil. Dang it.
Now you have 6 pencils.
I just have to sharpen
I love how there was such a delayed response
No, it's-
from everyone.
Took me like a couple
It
seconds.
took us all like 2 seconds to
I'm just
fully
thinking
figure
back
out
to
what he
just
said.
back to math class when I got irritated with the question. I'm just like, except it's mechanical, so it's not. It's
Then you got
not
plastic
sick.
But
shards everywhere.
Drake
instead of
does
just
have
like-
plans for the day. Are we moving on to just overall plans right now?
We're gonna move to Warden and Mike real quick. While he's crying and making notes for 30 minutes, and she's going and getting a tattoo for an hour or 2, what are Warden and Mike looking to do?
Well, I guess he and I could just kind of briefly discuss what the plan is, what we should do. He is technically the party leader after all.
Yikes.
The guy who just
Why you gotta
doesn't
put that on
come.
me?
Hey, I'm the party mom. You're the party
Dad.
Wait.
Definitely not.
not.
Daddy, okay,
Daddy.
you're right.
Yeah, party
Party
daddy.
daddy.
Hold on, I need to change my skin for that.
Nibs was a tough one. By far.
I got me good.
Okay, so
You grabbed drinks at the bar. I'm assuming you came back to the table.
Yeah.
I'm still sitting at the table.
So,
I'll partake myself in the drink. So, even though it does nothing to me. But hey, it's like he just left. It's pretty like obviously Warden's going through a lot of emotions too, but he.
does Warden have emotions?
yes.
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 Besides
I mean, he
just
went
anger
rage
and-
mode.
He is an empathetic
is-
creature.
I am an empathetic creature, but
Technically, it's a secondary
I
emotion.
technically am probably the most stoic thing you've ever met.
He's more stoic than Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate's a stoic.
No problem.
If that man was stoic, then I'm not.
Or I don't know,
Then
well,
I'm
yeah.
a raging
12
alcoholic.
inches, man.
Wait.
I was gonna say you already are.
Right?
Jordan.
Oh.
Like, but you had a kid. Hey, Andrew Tate's stoic.
Okay,
Anyway,
So we've got the blood,
yeah,
we've got the soul.
yes.
Trying to remember what was next? Let me grab my notes real quick. 'Cause I got all that written down.
Because we don't have the blood yet.
You guys do have the blood.
We do have the blood. It's in my bag.
Oh.
He's got the blood. You guys have the soul.
He also gave me a bunch of healing potions that I forgot to divvy out.
I think Mike has the soul.
You know what? That is true.
That's why I was giving everyone some
Did-
help last time.
Where did the jar end up? Is it still with you
Yeah,
or
it's
does
with me.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's got.
Yeah,
he's
because
got it in
Nibs
his
came
bag.
up to me and handed
Nibs
me
has it. Oh no.
afterwards.
Nibs
Not
ran
awkward.
off with the soul.
Nibs grabbed the soul jar and then booked it out of there.
Because he didn't want it anywhere near the new cloned
Near
body.
because I was standing at the furnace and I was like, I think that might be a clone. And he was like, oh fuck no. He grabs the jar and just books it.
Yep.
And then I studied the clone before leaving.
Well, we took the clone with us.
And it is in a bag of holding.
I was just
That
acting.
is in my bag of holding.
I've already told you that I want
Yeah.
to take out its brain, and you seem to all want in
I
for
think
it. So.
she did something to it as well.
I just
She poked
stabbed
it. A couple times.
She
Okay.
I was like, no.
Which,
Oh, yeah.
speaking of, real quick. You guys keep talking. I need to do something.
Secrets?
Yes.
I believe next on our list is the Heart
So
of
we
the
need to
Dragon.
add that. At this point.
Are you still in possession of that ring?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I
So frostbite now too.
okay. Here it is.
Are you checking
Soul of a Devil, Ketharaak Blood, Heart of a Dragon, and then additional items like Girdle of the Sphinx, Volcanic Rock, Roshan,
You know.
other super powerful things.
Sphere.
Buckler,
Fire.
gold.
Oh my gosh!
As castable items. Now, you have a certain amount of
So
charges.
yeah, Soul of a, or Heart of a Dragon
There's how much each of them
would be the
costs.
next thing. The Heart
Oh,
of
so
a
you
Dragon
use
would be the next thing.
fireball.
Thanks.
And I have the
As a melee weapon.
Dragon Seeking Ring
When
thing.
you
What is the range
Hit.
on that again?
with frostbite,
5 miles.
those are supposed
I
to be
believe.
hits.
I may
You
be
deal
true,
an
this is
extra
fine.
d8 cold and 58 fire.
I at least still get
So it'd be 3 plus 6 weapon. 3d8
Wow.
It is a very, very
If
powerful
you're
weapon.
facing a dragon. I have a
Jeez.
present for Trake once he finishes his.
In fact, we can keep it as d10s.
Whatever. it is
I was
he's
like how
doing.
we're walking up, and we're just gonna be fucking like loaded with money.
Well, actually, I
Yes and no.
would be for
Most of the
You
party
said she was
poor.
poor.
because the
Some of the
I
party's
am
poor.
base,
We were not
items
poor
are-
though before going to the realm.
I have 25 gold left.
Plane of fire.
I did not start off with much gold. I have not been given much gold. I have done other things besides.
Morning, Mike.
Typically, I've been the money bag, but
The only way my character has gotten
Heart of a
in
Dragon.
her life is she has.
That
pushed
is
through
the last
life.
major thing you guys are looking at.
Discussing.
we were
my-
discussing
Forced to, but
kind
not
of
the same.
where we're at now. We kind of recapped and then we
I'm the fire
said,
genasi.
okay,
You
I
are
asked him if
fire.
he still has the
Were
ring.
you
He
also
does.
the one with the background that you were a slave?
Yes.
Pog.
Which that's
And-
5 miles as well, right?
Have been basically Nari's.
What, the armor?
Adults are
like half
older
of
within
my
5 miles with
I was
minor
born in- I was
directional
born into
hints.
Oh, I got captured.
They are not exactly where they are, just merely the nearest cardinal direction.
So you had a taste, and then it was terrible.
For the dragons?
Yes.
No, until
that
I
is
got
the
back
that is
and
the
then
dragon
in
ring.
Dragon years, and then I got
and-
captured by
Either way,
a
I have a present for Trake.
wandering clan of like beasts.
I have the
like
dragon
in the
scale
desert.
mail of our
Okay.
Because
most
it's like
recent
around
fallen
the city that I
devil.
grew up in that I can't remember off the top of my
This
head.
should also help us find
And then
dragons
basically,
within our
eventually,
locale.
I got forced into the pits for like 8 years.
The what?
Mm.
How many
then,
miles is the continent of Trake? That Trake.
Of course.
The continent of
And
Drake.
then I've been
Drake is
Yeah.
only
I've
about a
been fighting for
foot
them
by
ever
3
since.
feet,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know
approximately.
I know I have
that.
a burning
One by
hatred
three?
for people that
Dairn
Slayers.
is about
Slavers.
slavers.
1,800 to 2,000,
Nice.
less than that, 15 to
And so
1,800
I
wide.
think the
It's
main-
not a very large continent.
the main
Miles?
thing that I also have the
Yes,
is
miles.
the-
Wait,
Okay.
For-
how far?
What is it called?
Let me
You're telling me
pull
we
up
were
my
traveling hundreds of miles in days.
Invisible rod.
Well, you guys could travel easily 100 in a
Did
day,
have horses.
and you guys did have horses.
Oh, that's
So you
right.
guys were
We were
going
walking.
pretty quickly.
Yeah. We were
So
sort of
it makes
traveling
sense
for,
that
like
you guys could
16
go
years.
at least 120 to 150 a day with ease.
Just pulling out a map here.
And you guys
Well,
had
the dragon armor has a range of 30 miles.
For
we're also,
one color
Right, for one for red dragon specifically.
See, mine's just any dragon, adult or older.
Yes.
So, would that armor be adult and older, or any dragons? Would he have known that from his identify?
From his identify, it would. I'm pretty sure it's all dragons of that
It is
color.
the closest red dragon.
Yeah. So any red
Yeah,
dragons.
any red dragon. It is.
So it would theoretically even be a wormling.
Your path from Karth to Don
I'm sure you
Turum
would love it underworld.
is about a 400-mile journey, 300 to 400-mile journey, and it's approximately the same from Don Turum to the Longhorn Outpost, which is south of Aesius, and that is just over half of the width of the continent, so probably somewhere around 1,500 miles. And you guys were traveling for nearly 10 days.
Or is it unlimited uses?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
The spell dragon.
Does it have a number of uses in the day though?
Yes, I am familiar.
Or even
Just
when
reread it.
spells say you touch one willing creature, can you be the
Yes.
willing creature?
So also
Yes.
You can.
increase his AC by like 2 or 3. Cool. Also, he will
Yes.
be.
Well, I'm not discounting that. That all sounds perfect. We could wait to use that. Is that more specific of a location, or is that just directional, cardinal directions also?
Although,
Distance
thinking
and
the
direction.
next thing we go
So
after
yes,
is
they'll know
probably
the
the
exact distance and
dragon.
direction I said.
So we use that once we've located one,
If it's
If it's red.
and see if it's red.
Yes, yeah.
And it can be used once per dawn.
You just
Yeah.
walk up to a dragon. Hey, are
But
you red?
it does. It will protect Trake against the
No.
red weapons of dragons.
Oh, okay. See.
That's good.
And he won't have to.
Affadish.
He won't necessarily have to wear his ring anymore unless he wants to be
Mm-hmm.
protected. Anyways, I suggest we take the next few days, refill our purses and gather ourselves for a long journey of
What's the one tree's name? Can I do it?
blues clues.
Oh.
What is that?
What is the tree's... Claire, you have this noted down. What is the tree's name?
Larry.
Larry.
This
Larry
is in
Dark
the
Oak.
fold, though.
No, you couldn't do it to the fold.
No, I am not going to wishing ring that Larry gets to travel with us. He's a
That's
tree.
exactly what I was thinking of.
No,
no,
I
I,
get a spell that will heal Larry.
I have a spell that
Oh,
can
so he
transport
really
us via
is the model of
plants.
the
Can you
group. Got
imagine
it.
if we like open a tree and then Larry
Spring
just
out of
opens
Larry.
up and we just
Larry
start-
would just scream at us. And like, ah! I'm already in pain. Ah! You'd be so pissed.
Larry is
Larry
goated.
would be
Larry's the goat.
so
Larry
pissed.
has 12 minutes of screen time, and Larry's probably the most popular NPC of this campaign.
because he's a tree.
Because he's a tree.
A talking tree.
He is an old...
He's an old talking tree
no,
that
we're
is
talking
literally
like-
just in
it's
pain
a-
constantly,
it's
and so
probably
he's
like a
pissed at everything all the time.
15 to 20,000-year-old tree that
That
is
is-
Oh, like the
perpetually,
one from,
perpetually
Lord of the
Perpetually
Rings.
dying.
It's but it's been
Perpetually
perpetually
dying.
dying for most of its life. For
Yes.
12,000.
For like at least 14,000 years of that life. It has just been in a perpetual state of decay, but it can't die while there.
Yes.
So it's just in constant near-death
He's like, I
pain.
just want
And we
Maybe
found
just
this grove,
kill
and
me.
someone cast Speak with Plants, and then half the plants were just screaming, and then this one was just like, it's basically like talking to someone from Brooklyn with an
Yorker
attitude.
There's like a
accent, yeah.
Brooklyn accent. Just
But he
fuck
like,
great.
but he like,
It's
He talked in like 5 words or less, and then was so depressed and literally just casually asked us to kill him, and it was very sad.
it's like he was like, hey, well, can we? He asked like, can we do anything for you? He's like, yeah.
kill me.
Kill me.
Okay.
Why don't you finish the job? What
Finish
are you
the
doing?
job.
Um,
It's really amazing.
I'm
Warden-
treeing here.
Before I get up, Warren will say, I will take preparations to form a sanctuary for our party. It is something through my deity that we can warp to safety. Do you have any supplies you would wish to store with the sanctuary? It would be for emergency situation, obviously. Any extra healing potions or things like that.
Yeah, I got a few potions that I could stash in there.
I've got plenty of rations on me, so.
I'm gonna hand you 12 healing potions.
Regular healing potions, or
regular healing
How
potions.
many total do you have?
15?
I thought you were about to say over 100. I'm like, what the fuck?
I have 482 health potions. Don't ask me where I store them.
Marco's jiggling.
I got
in the living
15 currently.
Okay. You're hitting.
I
One
have
of them
these
you
called,
just
things
see
called
is little,
testicles
like,
of
brims.
holding.
I'll
I
give you
just
10.
slip
Okay, I'll give
the
you
health
10.
potion in
I
there.
might
Testicles of
divvy
holding.
some of those between
I have
you
to
guys.
unzip my
Unzip.
balls
I
to
will.
pull out my healing potion.
I will keep.
So that'll leave
At
me
the same
with 5 regulars,
I don't think of that anymore.
3 graders,
Just dude, picture the
2
zipper.
superiors.
Where it would go.
Yeah, the zipper's straight down the balls.
And then
Always
the
gets
one
stuck
that
in your
I
hand.
crafted.
You don't have a choice.
That's
No, but they're
extreme.
not your balls. They're fake
Yeah.
balls.
So
Oh,
I
okay,
still
that's
have
better.
quite a few.
We'll work on
They're
that.
real. They're just not yours.
They're real. They're not yours, and they don't grow hair anymore.
What
Do
else?
they
The
do?
rotting flesh
Oh,
of some stranger.
They're called.
No.
You bought them.
No,
labeled
they're
as
leathered.
gushers.
They're leathered at this
Oh,
point.
great.
Oh, here. I'll just
Leathered human skin.
They're leather
Pick up
gushers.
3
Oh. Oh.
tone.
Why am I getting heartburn right now?
Base status.
I've actually been getting that a lot of late. It's
Get
bad.
some times, my man.
Yeah.
Stop drinking so much soda. It'll help.
I know.
For
Well, I haven't
Or
actually
you
drank that
could
much
just
of late.
not
I've drank less than usual of
Do you
late.
drink it again?
I don't even like alcohol.
But it's so good.
No, it's
use the
really not.
Yeah, bump you to 20.
It's not good
Yeah.
for your liver.
Okay.
But,
Or kidney.
I mean,
Or body.
You know, I'm enjoying a drink with
Or
red
really,
food dye, which is
or
actually
really
probably worse
even
for
your
you than the
taste
alcohol.
Of course
buds.
Actually,
Doesn't
I don't
taste
actually
all
know
that
if it
great.
has diet.
Or
Does
just
this
48
take the
hours
Mike's
free.
Red Hot?
It is.
It might not actually.
The freeze might. I know the regular like
The
straw.
regular does it.
Oh, you're tossing around books now.
Well, I'm discussing with the party leader here what I should do with these books. Whether
Burn them.
I should use them or somebody else.
Your
I
books.
don't think you need to use them
I heard the word
personally,
books.
but you're more than welcome
Alright.
to.
A
I'll take the
constitution
next
one would
one.
be nice.
I'm trying to.
You're not the person who needs more health.
But I could. I'm just kidding.
I want the
Half our
dex and
party
the
also has
rings.
parry apps though.
They have
So-
amulets of health. Yes. The increased con to 19.
I don't have.
Oh, they're amulets, right? Yeah. I always get the parry apps and the amulets mixed up.
But adding the book would give that bonus still.
It is a base 2 increase to your stat.
It increases both your active and maximum stats.
Right.
I don't know if the amulet maxes out. Either way, I would
Well,
allow the book
stack.
to stack on it.
Okay.
I think I should learn this.
Because that's just an active thing. This is like a passive increase.
Right. He'll allow it, but yeah. Rod wouldn't. That's what I was thinking.
Who gives a
originally.
crap about Raw?
Me until you say otherwise.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, it would just be an override to your base stat. So
Right.
nothing bad.
Well, the amulet's an override,
Oh, okay.
but since he's going to allow that to stack, pretty much anyone could use it at that point.
Cool.
Which would give whoever, if we gave it to someone with that, it would give them a 21 con. Or we can give it to someone who doesn't have one, so we can artificially get theirs up as well without having to use an item.
Drake and Warden are the only people without amulets.
What's your con at?
14.
And we'll give it to him.
Okay, so you guys are discussing that after some time. What do you guys go and do throughout that day?
So, as I discussed with him, I am going to I'm going to spend the morning traveling outside the city to a. What is the local terrain around the city again?
The local terrain around Karth
Is it
is
hilly, foresty?
it's a hilly coastal frame. There are some forested areas, but they are not what I would consider heavily forested.
So I just don't want to spend multiple.
Your best bet would. So you're up here in Karth, up at that top right. There is some forestry areas, but it is dependent on you. There's the outpost to the north. There's Quintior, and there's Teskier. Both of those are a day plus away.
Yeah. No, I'm wanting
Where
to
are we
get
at
like.
again?
Karth.
I
Right
want
on
to
my phone.
find. I want to find like a grove or a some sort of like naturally protective grove. You know,
Okay.
it's foresty. Upwards of about 1 to 5 miles outside the city.
1 to 5 miles out of cart. Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception and an investigation check.
I'm just trying to find a good place to set up the sanctuary.
Yeah. Well, there's not much around,
Yeah, I
so
know. That was my perception.
you're gonna find something. Whether it's something
That's-
that you'd actually like to have or something that you weren't exactly looking for.
So that was a 14 perception, and you said investigation.
Yeah.
Boo, I'm bad at these. Ah, nat 20 investigation.
Okay. So as
Plus
you're,
0.
you kind of move about 3 or so miles outside of the city and begin to patrol these kind of rolling hills and coastal rock faces. Would you rather? Are you looking to go north, like inland? Are you looking to stay on the coast? What's your idea here?
Not too close to the coast, but a little bit more inland.
A little bit more inland. So 2 or 3 miles inland. Patrolling through some of these hills, you find a pretty open plain that leads to a very large clump of trees, upon which entering, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too special. There's a small clearing inside of it. It does appear to have been camped in at some point in the past, but does not seem to be an active campsite. And around this area there is a burn pit. Some logs set around said burn pit. Some of the trees have been hollowed out as well. You don't know if that was wildlife in the area or something else. There's lots of different mushrooms. There's actually even a few berry bushes in this area.
Perfect.
A few berry bushes.
I want to find the nearest large rock.
The nearest large rock. There is a fairly large rock in which a small little like mural of a dog and a horse have been like painted into the rock.
Okay.
And it's a pretty big rock.
Okay.
You know. It's about waist height for you.
I will begin setting my sanctuary up there. I will be carving all the necessary celestial symbols, and kind of etching the top of the stone down to have Gon's hammer
Okay.
downward like that, and all the necessary etchings. I place a couple of the incenses and other like kind of setting up like a prayer table where you can like offerings table. Make a couple offerings of some bits of iron and things, and then I cast my word of recall.
Alrighty. When you level up, you can.
Okay.
Every time you level up, you can remove and replace a spell. And since you just leveled up, you can do that
I can do that.
right now.
I will, because yikes.
I found a really easy way to add spells
No,
on my
I
hit
just
list.
You did?
I
Click
added a
create
spell like
from
a long
template,
ago, and I've
click
never
the
used
spell,
it. I'm not
done.
having use for it. Like,
I mean, as long as you have access to it, that can work. Why do you have a 20-foot walking speed?
Heavy armor.
Yeah. Plate.
Yeah, but he's proficient in it.
Does it acknowledge my proficiency? I mean, I can just manually override that.
Yeah,
Strength.
+1.
that may be
That's
the issue.
why
Yeah, that is
the
the issue.
plate requires 14.
I believe it.
Do you want me to override it or leave it?
14 or
We're gonna override your movement. Yeah.
Override my strength. Give me a 14.
No,
16.
we are gonna override your movement.
Yeah, but yeah, I found I can just copy it from a template. I just tested it with Fortune's favor,
Okay.
so I can very easily add them. I might just go through adding a bunch of spells to the list I could learn.
Okay. There you go. It's magical armor anyway.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
it's lighter. Sure. Okay.
It's mythical.
And then after that, I am burying a series of potions, rations, etc. as kind of like the emergency supply. And I'm burying it underneath the sanctuary stone I just made.
Okay.
So like, yeah.
All right, Mike. What are you doing this afternoon?
I'm gonna do my detect pay.
Detect Fey. Okay. So as you pop it, what is the radius on that again?
5 miles. I believe.
1. 1.
Why is it not popping up? Oh yeah, it has to. 5 miles.
5 miles. You do not detect anything within 5 miles.
Okay. So no Faye and doubly not my sister.
Doubly not your sister within 5 miles. It was specifically designed to detect her.
Oh, okay. I thought it was detect all Faye and then also specifically highlight.
I'd have to go back. I can go back in and check for any future testings on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
So, detect Fey.
Then in that event, I'm going to detect dragon. My
Okay.
specific ring for that.
So you're going to hit the detect dragon. I'm gonna go through and read through that again.
Adult and higher.
Adult and higher.
Within 5 miles, I know the nearest cardinal direction, either north, northwest, west.
Oh, that's great. I see a typo in the ring already. The ring of Grr-Ater, Draconic Detection, may be used infinitely with unlimited charges. It can detect dragons that are adult and older within 5 miles. Minor directional hits are given. Will not tell you exact direction, merely the nearest cardinal direction.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're in the tavern.
Yeah.
So as you're sitting in the tavern, kind of in a corner booth, the nearest cardinal direction it gives you. So you're sitting facing, the side with the door to your left. You know that behind you is south, north, east, and west. East is the nearest cardinal direction given.
East?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is towards the coast.
Okay.
Before I'm finished up, I am going to. Where is it? Where's my? Is it this one?
By the way, that is the only draconic ping that you get in that area.
Okay.
I'm going to. After finishing my prayer offering, I'm going to cast divination to ask for guidance. Not ask for. Not guidance to spell. You understand?
Yes.
Oh, I am doing that. Casting.
What is your question?
I had it in my brain and I forgot it.
What's the
So
DM's plan?
let me remember what my question was while I pee, and
Okay.
This is
We'll
urgent.
go back to
you
Mike.
guys
Urgent
go
moment.
back to Mike.
Karth is on the coast, right?
Karth is on the coast.
So that means that this dragon is within the city limits. Or
You would guess that,
it's
and or
in
on the
the
coast, or in the ocean, yeah.
Or in the ocean.
do I know of any sea dragons?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
14 plus what? 15.
15. With a 15, you do know there are dragons, like, say, blue dragons per se, that do have the capability of swimming and living in the water. There are also things like, you've heard rumor and whisper of, like, a salt dragon of such, but you absolutely know nothing of that. But, it makes sense that that would live in water. But you don't know that much of dragons that would actively try and live on water. You would guess that if there were to be a dragon on the coast, it would more than likely be a blue dragon, just because that's kind of their favorite hangout spot. But
Or a
With this pink-
disguised homie within the city.
or possibly a disguised homie within the city. You don't know which
Disguised
type of
homie.
dragon that would be, though.
Yeah.
Does it ping dragon turtles?
They would be considered, if it's an adult dragon or older, it would be considered that. it would be able to ping that because they are considered dragonkin.
So they would have a heart of a dragon.
Yes. If it was a
Yikes.
dragon turtle.
Ooh.
Let's go see.
Let's go kill an ancient dragon turtle, guys. The last campaign I was in, we befriended one.
In the last campaign, they were in. They murked one.
Yeah, didn't we drop a bunch of bombs on it?
You made a crater in its shell.
That's
Well,
about
this
right.
ancient dragon was being mind controlled by the big bad evil guy, so.
Ours wasn't. We cut off its balls.
We cut off.
And sold them for like a grand.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We can keep going. We can just keep going back and forth.
We
Like,
cut off
what? How
the
next
wall.
is yours? I'll tell you how many next.
We cut off my Kenku learned to mimic all of the ancient dragon turtles speaking.
Yeah.
In his ancient dragon booming voice.
Mm.
He cut
Which
off
was
the
very
Minotaur
funny when I
balls.
used to the Seven Princes at in Schultz.
Probably one of the closest called encounters of just like an instant incineration of a character was during that combat. Because Jinx, Logan's character, had a whole bunch of bombs set up that are activated when touched by water.
Were those,
my
no, were
God.
those,
And dragon turtles, yeah, they were all armed.
those
in
were
a-
the potato mashers.
Those
that
were the
we made.
potato mashers. And he had a whole bunch set up and was attempting it to be like a air quotes offering. And if you don't know, the dragon turtle's breath attack is a steam breath.
Oh my gosh.
And so Jinx only survived by jumping into her bag of holding and just praying that the party would be able to see her as she did so. Because other than that,
It wouldn't get
it
out.
that potato masher clump dealt 280 damage and created a crater in the dragon turtle's back so large it was filling with water
Yikes.
Wow.
as they were doing the
That's-
combat.
I forgot. Me and
awesome.
Jade made those, correct? That was our.
You guys and Jinx, the three of you,
Jinx.
literally the second session that Jinx was a part of it, you three got together and just were casting spells into a jug
And made bombs.
and made bombs.
I think later on I added dragon turtle
Potato
blood
bombs.
into one of them.
Yes. Either way. So,
To my
answer.
God.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
The name's Claire. Actually.
There is no.
And it's goddess.
No, that's mommy.
It's giving mommy, but it's not mommy.
It's giving mommy. That's one of the dumbest.
It's better than mommy.
That's so dumb.
I made a mommy.
Shut up.
No, you made a mom out of her. Just
I'll
like
make a man out of you.
Mulan will make a man out of you. Yeah. We were going the
Make
same.
you-
That,
make a
no,
milf
that's.
Okay.
Everybody knows.
Warden.
Anyways.
Shameless disappointed.
How should I best prepare for our journey ahead?
How should you best prepare for your journey ahead?
I only have one question, and
By
Exclamation.
eating this white ball.
it's what should I do? It basically is what should I do over the course of the next 7
What
days?
should I
That's
do?
probably a little dry, Mike.
What should I do?
Because
They are very
divination,
dry.
I can ask a question in
They're meant
relevance
to
to
be.
something
That's
that's
the
going to
kind of
happen.
cookie they
in
are.
the-
I didn't make them
in
for the
the
record.
next 7 days.
Good.
So I asked, how should I best prepare?
Nate's just slowly dying.
You start coming.
Nate is choking
On the dry cookie.
on the driest cookie.
Oh, did you eat the German cookie?
Yeah, I ate one of the
You're
little
supposed
balls.
to put some powdered sugar on it. They're very delicious.
That doesn't change its dryness.
I had one too. It was,
But they are dry because they're supposed to be dry.
Are you okay,
You're supposed to be
Nate?
having it with mead, that's why.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
What
That's
else?
funny.
Something.
Well, you're supposed to have it with German beer.
You good,
There
Nate?
you
We good?
We're good now?
I just see Nate go.
It's just a very nutty cookie.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's really
Pause.
What's
Pause.
this one?
Not cookies.
Um,
White
no
stuff on
pause.
top of them?
So, just as the last time
Yes.
that you cast divination, time seems to like slow around you as this little bit of energy that extended from your hand as you cast this spell expands, and again you see this long green snake with a human's face and these white angelic wings.
The fuck?
It is a type of celestial, and
It
in
is-
this case a messenger of dawn.
It's a messenger of
I now understand why the angels have to say, "Do not be afraid."
Bravo.
'Cause they're
Like
ugly.
biblically accurate angels are terrifying.
That's true.
and it steps out. And I have to really think about how I word this.
Eat a dick.
Eat 5.
Yes, sugar.
Oh god. Word comes back and red in his eyes comes back into town.
He goes looking for that bugbear.
Because I purposely left it pretty open-ended, because obviously there's the...
Yeah, I'm gonna write this out to myself because
make
it
sure
is
you're
going to
not
be,
looking.
yeah, more as much an omen.
While he's doing that, the rest of you are just hear in your head me relaying the notes about dragon and location. That's kind of our next step.
I
And then
love
we
it when
go
new
talk
party
to
members
Old
come
Soul.
in, because they just get to sit while we goof off. We can sit here and keep
Oh,
goofing
I'm-
off for as long as we
I'm
want.
doing research for my character sheet.
I'm enjoying commiserating.
I've got a lot of stuff Zach had figured out. We think that would help with my character. For the homebrewing.
Okay, so as this snake with the human's face kind of comes in front of you again, comes real hard.
Didn't you write this out?
He's reading off his notes.
It says, prepare yourself for chase. Oh my gosh.
Listen, your god is talking to you.
Is your cum balls?
Your daddy's talking.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, these are for.
Why?
Okay, you gotta be really careful. If you poke those with a needle, stuff will start coming out.
Stop throwing that shit at me.
I cast command shit yourself.
You can't use 2 words.
It's offensive.
I upcast.
I guess. Okay,
So satisfying.
Thomas, whenever you're ready,
Yes, I am ready.
it says, prepare yourself for chase. A hunt awaits, and with such the light of God may shine on you weekly soon.
Weekly.
As in W-E-A-K.
W-E-A-K-L-Y.
W-E-A-K-L-Y. Week. As in,
Bitch.
I'm weak.
Anyways, I give my regards to the messenger, and I prepare myself to
Put the dogs away.
head back.
That's not the dogs. Oh my gosh.
Yo, they've been free.
Yeah, put the dogs away.
For the
Okay, free.
remainder of the day, I am going to go back to the blacksmiths and tinkerers and such, and offer my assistance again. I mean,
Okay.
technically I was only there 2 days ago, 3 days
Yep, it was not very long ago, so you could return.
and make some money. Hashtag blacksmith.
Hashtag blacksmith. Hashtag being black. So if
Technically, Warden's white.
he is, he's actually the whitest you can get technically.
Weren't you like straight up like alabaster or some shit?
Reapplies spray paint every day.
Like in appearance wise?
Yeah, something like that.
When I do Trake, I used a black guy as
You
reference.
remember what alabaster looks like?
Alabaster. What
I
is
like his
alabaster?
hair, so I drew it.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, did you draw it?
There's a reason why these are not getting posted online.
Yeah, because my character loves the.
That's where the camera is. Over
It is kind
They're
of
not getting
really
posted
white.
live, at least. Like they're not.
Uh,
They're
the
unlisted
thing is
on my YouTube.
Yeah.
What?
It's stone.
You only post the ones where Jade's really racist.
Exactly.
So probably most.
I feel like this is the only time.
Logan has said some shit.
Well, his
This
character
standpoint.
is racist.
His character is actively
If that is
racist.
so if my character is black, I can say
I
it.
think so.
Not while I still live
That
here.
has an almost magical look
So
Because you
in
may
6
be-
months times, I'm gonna be hearing the most heinous shit.
Yes.
We're like 3 months. But
3 months?
Probably
Oh,
2 until I
My
move
face
out,
does,
and then later on
like-
is when any discussion needs to occur.
I know.
When
That's
I
what I was-
retract
that's what I
my
was referring
to. Yeah.
my helmet, yes. Like
Okay.
My head. But
So,
the thing is it still has a layer on top of it, so you can see the white underneath the layer that the dwarves added. So I still have a very industrial looking
That's funny. The two
face.
tanks
Where
of
is
the
it?
party are both white.
I'm gonna
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
You
I
should.
just
No,
thought that
like
was
pasty
interesting.
white,
Oh.
like white dragonborn
Well,
or
Silver.
silver-ish.
so it's weirdly white.
You're metallic.
Yeah.
I'm metallic. You're metallic.
Exactly, they're metallics.
Let's.
Okay, so Warden does his divination and then messes around for a little bit before coming back.
Yes.
Mike.
Um,
So, what you have done would not take very long. So, after you're done, how long does it take for Drake to come back down?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. So, after you finish putting away the Ring of Draconic Detection, unless you go around and do more stuff with it, you see Drake coming down the stairs again, and you actually see his cheeks are still a little red.
eyes are.
With your passive perception and insight.
Hey, Drake. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. I got this really good idea. But I'm gonna need your help later. Is that all right?
Sure. What you got?
Oh, I'm gonna invest in a bank.
Why not just bag?
I feel like
holding?
that's Nate's actual reaction. Though, just
You
like
have
that.
multiple bags of holding. You can bank yourself.
Honestly, you are a bank.
You
now.
are a bank.
Open
at
a
this-
bank.
You could loan to the party.
You literally.
No, no one knows.
have-
No, you guys don't know that.
No,
you guys
this
don't
is
know
true.
You
None
you
of us
guys
know that.
even as players don't know
we
how
don't.
much money he has. Just that he has money.
I'm just gonna go
Yeah, he has the coffer
Invest
of that.
in a bank. You mean like
Which was
Like,
a 20
store
by
your
20
stuff in a bank?
Yeah, and then they give me like interest
it's a
or
little
something
coffer
back.
thing with
So
a
I give them
door
money and they
opens
give me
the
more
latch,
money.
you poke
That's
the
how it
hole
works,
inside.
right? That's what my mom said.
It's a
Got it.
tiny room or whatever it is.
So he's Scrooge McDuck.
I don't know. I usually
Yeah,
just
so like
gamble.
it's a
when I
tiny,
want
it's a
more money.
huge room inside of a tiny box, and
You
it's
know,
20
like
yeah, it's a 20
a
by
flick of the
20
wrist.
room. The
I don't think that's a good
entirety
idea.
room, which he has no idea.
I was hoping you would go the other
how tall
way.
the room
Damn
is.
it.
The entire
Just
room
gamples
is
it all
covered
away.
He could not
No.
see the floor.
platinum and everything. He could
I'm-
not
I'm
see
pretty-
the
I'm
floor.
pretty
Bro
sure-
could swim in his
pretty
I've
thick.
always made money.
Literally. He stuck
Yes,
his head.
but the thing with odds
If you can
is
Well,
that
Let's
like
listen to this conversation.
Yes,
the
it
thing with
is.
odds in gambling is that sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, and it really depends on where you play. Because sometimes where you play, have you heard the term "the house always wins"?
I mean, my name's not the house, but that's a cool saying.
Oh wait, you don't care about this conversation at all. Okay, that's
No,
all right. We
no,
can.
I don't lose.
No,
You
no, no.
misunderstand me. I don't lose. I've never lost money.
Do you care about this
I always
conversation because
win.
he's gonna make an insight on whether you're actually being serious about things, or just taunting him this entire time?
Go for it.
All right. I pushed it in there too. For 1 second.
That's what she said.
I was gonna say
That's what
he
Zach
pushed
said.
it in too
17.
far.
And he's
I
a
mean,
plus
unless
4.
It doesn't go that deep, man.
Or more than that. 10 seconds.
He hasn't gambled much, but he hasn't lost. So he's actually dishonest.
Wait, but it's
reading
more like the
between
point of
the
this
lines.
conversation. The point of this conversation is he talking to him like he's just trying to antagonize me?
No, he's entirely confused by you wanting to invest in a bank.
Over gambling. Yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense. That checks.
he does think gambling is better than
Yes.
investing in a bank.
Fair, honestly.
Yeah. So Drake realizes this, and he's gonna sit down with you.
Now, remember, most of my life has been in the Feywild, and they don't have banks. So banks are not a super common, like, I got the bank talk when I was 5 kind of thing.
You'd be a little young anyways, but you know.
Hey, so we're gonna start putting your allowance in this thing called
To
a
the
bank.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
It's the birds and the banks talk.
Wild or
Birds in the bank.
Jake, I'm gonna be honest. You're doing some good jokes.
Thank you.
You're on point today.
Thank you. This
When
is
you
Drake.
get
This is
older,
Drake.
you're gonna start noticing some things like you're gonna be losing money every single day.
All the time.
You're gonna hear
Everyone
words like
wants to take
taxes and investing.
It's all lies.
Healthcare's the worst one.
Insurance.
Don't
It's a
worry
scam,
about
honey. It's
mafia,
a
but
scam.
don't worry about it.
Insurance is completely unnecessary. As long as you don't do anything wrong, it'll never come up in your
These
life.
are all very popular things in the Prime Material Plan. But here, if you're in the Feywild, you don't need to worry. Okay.
You don't even know that.
No, we just steal from people. Exactly. Yeah.
Literally it.
Okay, so
You figured it out.
basically, so the way that gambling works It's that there's a chance that you lose money, but there's also a chance that you win money. Right?
I didn't know I could lose.
Right, but other people did.
I know.
Right.
I didn't know that you could lose.
Right. What you didn't know? Okay.
No,
but
'cause I only
you could
won.
though. You could have lost.
Okay, so I could.
But you didn't. You got lucky, which
Okay.
is that's a good thing. But that's why I don't gamble.
Oh, they need to roll their
You're
luck
not
stats.
lucky.
I'm no. I have not seen my dad since I was 2. Not a very lucky guy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fair, fair.
16.
But on the other hand, banking,
Anywhere money.
Put
you
it in
only make money because what you're doing is you're exchanging something.
Wait, where'd that?
It's not like gambling at all.
he was right.
I'm
How do
giving
you
them money. They can use my money, but
Okay.
It's a 20.
they can use my money, but they kind of keep it there at the same time. And then they give me a little bit more money in exchange for them having my money.
Zach,
This is really hard for Trick to explain because he doesn't fully
for like
understand it himself.
Bro,
From
I
that
have no
box.
clue. You probably left it out.
He's
I was gonna
not
say, at the one
comprehending
shot
how
in our
you can
house.
just
That came from that
let
box.
somebody hold your
Those
money
boxes
and
were
then
right.
you get more money.
They really
You
like
never
holding
keep
money,
money, just use
and
the
so
whole
they
set.
give money to me
Cool.
because they like holding
Are
it.
they dragons?
See, I'm like,
Because
wait,
dragons like
that's why I was
holding
looking for the
things.
20. I'm like, my 20
Wait,
has 2
is the
daggers.
bartender still there, Zach?
Yes, Jack is still there.
Okay, Trick looks up. Hey, are all bankers dragons?
Why do you He kind of like steps out from behind the bar, steps over to the table with another round of drinks. Well,
Well, I'm wanting to invest in a bank, but he made a good point that why would the bank even want to have my money just to hold it and then give me money in return unless they're dragons?
And they just like
So-
lots of money.
here's the thing on that, is the fact that while some of them may be dragonkin, oftentimes it is actually more, as I would say, intellectual races. Gnomes are actually quite popular in the banking society. So how the money works is the fact that you give the bank
Okay,
a
so
lot.
is the bank like up
I
the
can
street that
I
way?
can explain
the
it to
right-
him
I
better.
think I thought.
Yes, there is actually one bank in Cuffs.
All right, you get it explained to you. He's gonna get up and just walk out the doorway.
And so he's going to slowly and very carefully explain how banks work and how interest works.
Gosh.
And how
2 hours later.
I just like stuck you in this
Okay,
conversation. You're welcome.
now I want you to roll me a d20 to see how much you actually absorb.
That one. He pays the
Yes, you rolled a one.
Pay no
That's
attention
awesome.
to
Mike
That's the one.
ignored him
Just
as soon as he
glossy-eyed
heard
the whole time.
interest. Like he got the general idea of, okay, so a bank, you give them money and they use that money to give it to other people, and because of the money that they get back on that, they give to you a little bit. You got that. Other than that, you have no clue how banks work.
This seems like a face scheme.
honestly.
Anyway.
Honestly, it's probably not too far off a face scheme from what I've heard about in the past. However, the thing is, since people can hold all of their money there, some richer people, and it's also a safe place, and it's insured. I didn't explain insurance to you, did I?
Nope.
Next hour is insurance.
Next hour is just me talking about
Roll another
insurance.
d20.
Roll
At a
another
certain point, I'm walking back in.
At a certain point, you kind of walk back in, and
Oh my god.
the wettest shit ever known to
We
man.
forgot to add the Taco Bell thing back in.
No.
The wettest shit in the West.
Yeah,
So
Warren
you go to
walks
the
in.
bank.
Yes.
Do I see him at the bank as I'm walking by?
Go ahead and we're gonna roll some luck for both of you guys to see if you guys pass each
See
other.
what
Can I use
time I'm
this?
coming
'Cause I
back.
broke my dice once.
I'm guessing whenever you have anyone roll luck, that's what
2?
this funny luck stat you added.
I told you.
is.
Hey, look, I rolled a
And
2, and I said I'm not listening.
I need it was
Perfect.
14. I need to
Wait,
add it
what
to
did
your
you
sheet
end up
later.
rolling?
I'll take
Yeah.
care of it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Well,
What
he,
did- what did
well,
you
he
end up
actually
rolling?
like
I got a
told me
16,
that
so I have +3.
Drake was unlucky. Like
What is mine?
we made the luck stat, and he was like, yeah,
I
Drake's
think
not
mine's also a +3. It is.
0.
Yeah, she's a
I
+0.
has no luck.
Better than a minus.
I don't think
That's-
anyone
that's
has
true.
rolled
Nat ones
negative
it.
luck.
I've rolled it. Wait, I don't know my modifier, but I rolled a 2.
If
I
you
might,
want to go
I
ahead and
might have
refresh your
gotten it.
page.
Yeah, I was
I might be the
supposed to do
first.
Where
So
are you
roll
rolling
down.
your luck?
Actually, hold on.
I rolled a 2.
luck stat.
Oh, you did?
Never mind. That thought definitely didn't occur.
Plus 2.
Didn't even dream
21.
I'm not even going to put 2
21.
and 2 together.
I rolled a
to
1
ask
because
about
I
which
rolled a
direction
2
the bank
and I have a
is
negative
from the
1.
You have a negative
I'm
one.
sorry, I rolled a
Negative
19
one.
+3.
Okay, so
How do you
Warden,
get
as you're
negative one? No, never mind. I completely understand.
as you're re-entering
This is fitting. My
Karth,
character loves the devil.
you are like turning the corner onto the street where the whale's call is, and you see Drake walking away from you as he has just exited the whale's call.
I actually did right.
Child. how
He's
are you
down
feeling?
the street. You have to catch up to him.
Okay.
He's like monologuing.
Well, I
amongst-
have that gift.
Yeah,
I have that gift I want to give him, so I'm going to kind of stride back towards him.
Your stride is a little bit longer than his,
Yeah, obviously.
like 4 times as long as his is.
Yes. Anyways, I am catching up back over to Trey. Small one, how goes your day? Sorry, child. I call you child.
That's right.
Child, how is your day?
It's pretty good. I'm gonna invest in a bank. Do you know what a bank is?
I have a decent understanding of how banks work.
Okay, don't tell me. You're good. If you want to talk about banks, they actually are talking a lot about it inside. If you want to join them.
It is
Don't talk
not,
to me about it. Go.
it is not a current topic of interest for me.
Oh, me neither. But I am gonna go to the bank and invest in it.
Care if I walk with you?
Oh, I just thought of something. That's a good point. Cause I was thinking, no offense, but if we walked in there and you're like a big hulking fella and you got dirt on you, it looks like you've been kneeling in a flower bed. They probably wouldn't want me to invest in the bank. Oh,
Classics.
I got it. Okay, is there like a tailor shop nearby?
Are you going to tailor me?
You could try and find one, yes.
Okay, so he's gonna run in there instead, and if you're still following him, he doesn't speak aloud.
I'm just walking with you, kind of.
Your jog is his walk.
Okay.
I am very quizzical now as to what is going on. Why
Okay.
do you want to bank?
So
Why
I'd
do
say
you
you'd be able to
wanna
find a
bank?
tailor
Why
shop
do you
pretty
wanna
easily.
bank?
Okay.
Bank that
Burst
moves
in,
is
look
so
around.
private.
What's a nice looking suit? Do I have to roll for that?
So there are plenty of suits. There are suits of various different sizes. You actually find a very, very nice, almost like a plaid with like a purple and auburn, just a very dark colored small suit that kind of takes your eye immediately. And then for possibly Warden, you see a much larger, pure white, just jet white. However, it does have, according to the tag, minor magical protection against dirt and stains.
I'm buying you that suit, first of all.
I could have just used my cloak of many fashions and kind of just.
you can do that.
Anyway,
I don't think he knows. Does he know about your cloak of many fashions?
I've always been wearing it. I mean, you can't
Oh,
really
really?
tell it's of many fashions.
This is
unless
the
it
first
has
I've heard of
distinct-
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have not used it like at all.
I just change its color every now and then to kind of
Well,
like.
I don't know that you can make it a
surround
suit.
He probably
Yeah.
just assumes you have a new cloak every
Well,
day.
I'm gonna.
Like I
Right.
changed the cloak based on our region. So like when we were in the fireplace, my cloak was red,
Mhm.
just to fit in a little easier.
Yeah, but it's just of the cloak.
It's
you can't
just of
change
the
the rest of
cloak,
the cloak.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the cloak just kind of
Okay, so
it just
you
changes
walk
in
in.
fashion.
I
The
go
little
up to the
suit that
tailor.
you saw is 25, and it
Gold.
would be 25 gold, and it would be tailored to you. The big white suit would be far more expensive. It would be 125 gold.
Alright, no problem. No problem.
We're just going to shake him off. Say it is not necessary, friend.
It is
This
completely
this
necessary.
little halfling man. Oi, oi, mate. How's it going today? What can we do for you?
Oh,
Hi.
nice to see you. I haven't seen a lot of short people recently, except one who left. We are looking for some nice suits because we're gonna go
Well,
invest in
you,
it.
you came to the right place.
Awesome. I'll take that one, and tall fellow right here is gonna get that one.
All right. Well, let me. If you want to step up to the patio, you're going to be more difficult to measure than him. So. So as-
Another Darth Vader sign.
And by the way, this place is called Taylor Joe's. So as you
Is his name
step-
Taylor or Joe?
You should ask him that.
as you step up to the
Oh,
plate, you literally are lifted off your feet almost by like a magical presence, just 2 inches off the ground, and a small like staircase is set up around you, upon which he steps up onto and like measures your legs and the widths. And after about 2 or 3 minutes of doing that, he steps over and is, I think we might have one in stock about his size. I might have to adjust it a little bit, though. If you want to step onto the plate, I'll be with you in a moment.
No
And he
problem.
goes back and about...
He's gonna go in the back while you're working, and he's going to reach into that orb and take out the required gold for
Okay.
the purchases.
Alright.
And so about 3 or so minutes later, he comes out, like, holding with a mage hand up in the air this suit, because he doesn't want to drag it on the ground, but he's not tall enough to hold it up without it dragging. So he's just mage hand holding it up and kind of holds it out to Warden.
Warden's just like, his eyes look so done. He's like,
And so he
whatever.
measures Trake real quick. Says, "Oh, you're about the normal size for someone about your age and gnomish. We should have at least one." And he kind of just pulls one off the shelf and hands it to you.
Just a suit.
Yes, the suit that you were speaking.
Oh, okay, cool.
One of appropriate size, and
It'll be 150 total, right?
150 total gold. Yeah,
When we say suit, what type of style suit are we talking about here?
we're talking like
Zoot.
for you more like a general tux. It's just it's
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 all
a,
white.
it is just
is
a
all white.
white on.
3-piece all white.
It is a white on white. You got like little gold pieces on your cuffs.
You are the biggest gimp around.
It's
You guys are gonna be so confused.
it's a 2-button. It is just the undershirt and the suit jacket itself. No vest. Whereas his has like
Full vicious
the
shoes.
full. He's got a
Oh,
3-piece.
Okay.
So he's pimping. You're the pimp.
Does he have all his arms or only half his arms?
Oh, he's got 4 arms.
So
Well,
is-
they made more
They
holes.
saw that he had 4 arms, and that's why he needed to go stitch something on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah,
extra
it should
set
just be holes for my other 2 arms. They don't need to be covered. I mean, it's okay.
Well, you can tear off the sleeves if you want.
I guess I have.
Either way, 150 gold. Alrighty.
Thank you very much. What's your name?
Thank you. Joe.
Oh, nice to meet you. I thought your name might be Taylor, but I want to.
Oh, she's in the back.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That was good. Well played.
Okay. So as
Yes,
you
well
leave, Mike. So as you are back at the tavern, discuss getting spoken to about banks. Nari walks in and kind of just and goes and gets a drink before kind of coming and sitting down. Would you like to go sit down with Mike, or are you looking to
Yeah,
do something
that's
else? Okay, so you go and sit down with Mike and listen to a riveting talk about insurance for about 15 minutes.
And leaves immediately.
Please have her roll. Have her roll to see how much she understands.
Go ahead and roll.
Uh,
Just a regular luck check.
she's was the highest intelligent person.
You said luck?
Yeah, we're just gonna call
That's
it.
a nat 20.
Oh! Okay. Nari perfectly understands insurance up to this point.
Very important that I understand that.
And understands that you cannot fly a flying boat without insurance nowadays.
Nara's gonna be thinking to herself. And we really took a risk when we took that skiff into the hold.
Man, we did not.
Uninsured? What were we thinking?
That is literally the thought process Nari goes through. And as Nari is like talking to Jack about.
We had a down payment. That was our insurance.
That, I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. And as all of this is going about, Mike, since you're the one facing the door, as you're sitting at this corner table with Jack kind of talking to you, you see a pair of very large figures enter the room, one appearing to be a dragonborn and the other an orc or half-orc. You can't quite tell off the top of your head. If you guys would like to describe your characters.
They don't see me. They see a raven flying, holding a purple weasel in its claws,
Okay.
right above his shoulder.
Alright, extra entrance. I guess I'll just be normal.
Wait, what are you?
Like you
A
said,
raven
ravens.
holding a weasel. Okay. And
And then for me, you see a basic, I'm trying to think what word's called, barbarian garb type of thing on a metallic silver dragonborn with horns that are more of not straight up, not straight back, but like a twist type of thing in like a diagonal
Like a-
direction.
Ram's horn kind of thing.
And then the chin has certain stubbles in it as well, like jotted out from it. And then the eyes are like, since it's a metallic white, what I thought best would be a nice light blue, like baby's blue eye. Or eyes.
So as this pair steps in,
Oh, and like barely taller than him.
Barely
yeah,
taller.
a little bit
looks,
bigger.
He looks
Wow.
like my height essentially.
He's a little. You would
You
be
won't
able
be
to tell
able
he's
to
a little
tell.
bit bigger.
You
but-
won't know that he's slightly taller than me until you.
So he's
compare.
stepping in, and the raven kind of is pitched on one's shoulder beside him, and is kind of almost hovering there, but kind of half sitting on him on his
Probably just
shoulder.
on my
And
horn.
as he steps in, since it is high noon at this point, as he steps in, you all are blinded due to shining off of him, due to him not wearing many clothes. So you see them merely because you are nearly flashbanged from the door as he steps in.
Octavia squawks, annoyed that she's not the only raven in this bar.
Yeah, you guys see a raven like on a little one of the
Records?
on the rafters of the tavern, just above this like human-sized raven-looking thing, along with a gold dragonborn kind of shouldered, almost like looking down upon the two people there, and along with a fire genasi woman.
I throw the weasel up, transform back, lands on my shoulder.
And you guys would both know the form of the Raven Man. Now, you did not expect to see them here. You guys are here for a drink. You guys were just told, I don't think they're coming today, just go find a place to drink and sleep.
Yeah, now I transform, I probably should describe my character.
Yeah.
You see a tall, scrawny half-orc wearing full metal plate, and hanging off of his arm, you see a just metal strap holding a spellbook, whitish green skin, spiked white hair, wearing sunglasses.
He got the strap on him, bro.
He's got sunglasses. I just heard about that.
Yes.
That's pretty badass.
So as you guys both step in, what would you like to
A
do?
wizard with
So will
18
we
inches.
recognize that they're the party that we're looking
You would recognize that that is one of the members of the party we're looking for. You guys were specifically told that if you're trying to find someone, find Mikhail, who generally shows himself as
I can't
a Kenku.
Got it, okay.
If you want to describe your character real quick.
I literally just look like a massive crow. Or like a raven.
God, okay.
That's basically what a kenku
Don't you have that
I know what a
spot?
kenku is, yeah. I just,
Can't he only say
That
a
is
few
one
words?
of my forms.
No,
my
he's not actually.
normal
Yeah.
form.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
My
forgot to
my standard form is just a straight like jet black raven kenku.
And along with that, you see a Fire Genasi woman who is kind of wearing half plate strapped over one shoulder, and actively has bandages wrapped around both arms
That would make
right
sense.
now.
I go,
And also just looks she gives the air of a very angry but also sarcastic person.
She's always angry.
Fuck you in particular energy, aka.
Yes.
got
in
it, resting bitch
particular.
face. Okay. I go to
Just
course, I'm
resting
like,
bitch.
are
Just
those the
resting
people
bitch.
we're
Yeah,
looking
not
for?
just the face. Just
I believe so.
Do we
presence.
want to just grab a drink first, though?
We're not being paid to talk with them right now, so yes, let's just
That's
go
a
grab
perfect
drink.
idea.
We're not getting
Can we
paid
hear
for
them?
this.
Yes, you guys hear them like lightly talking to each other, but they're both large and loud people.
Are there any? Does Nari notice any other people, like groups of people that they could be speaking of?
There are a couple smaller groups in this area.
No,
Like I
they're
said,
the
it is
only
about
people in
noon.
the whole thing.
So,
Staring right at you.
but they do seem to be looking in your direction.
I would like.
And Jack is still talking to you about insurance right now.
Well, I understand
It's
insurance
gonna-
completely. Got a very thorough understanding of insurance.
Not here. Still sounds like a face game to me.
So. Where did
This
it
is
go?
what-
We got a nat 1 and nat 20, I just realized.
Yeah.
I was-
Yeah, and that
I
one
was
is
distracted.
on this.
I walk up
But
to
the
the
parts
bar.
underneath.
You walk up to the bar. All right, at the bar.
I go pick out a place. He knows my order.
Apparently I do.
That stuff.
Give
I know
me a
exactly
moment.
what your order is now.
And
That's
so,
what I'm
So
looking
we've
over
been
at
traveling
us.
for
That's
like
detect
what,
thoughts.
a year?
You cast
getting
detect
the
thoughts?
rate of what your
I
Okay.
saw them looking over at us.
Oh yeah.
I know there's people that's been hunting
Yeah, I
us.
trust
I'm
you.
not
Okay,
super interested
so
in.
as a general rule,
Good.
so you cast detect thoughts, and you kind of try to peer into the minds of these newcomers. And so this doesn't require a save; it's just surface level thoughts. But from the large dragonborn, there is very little thought. It is merely oh damn, this place better have a good ale, is
Damn.
the biggest thing in his mind right now. In the other one's mind, it's like, oh, is that the Kenku? I don't really care right now. We can meet him tomorrow.
Can I tell this is happening?
Not
You
for
are
surface
unable
level.
to sense.
You can't tell anything. Okay.
And
Not from surface.
Not
from
surface
surface level. Now,
Got
if she would attempt to dig deeper, would require a wisdom saving throw from you,
Okay.
upon which you would know.
Okay.
Just with that surface level, are there any other Kenkus in the room?
Kenkus aren't really. We've already been told the Kenkus aren't
Kenkus are
as
alien.
common on this continent.
Okay. Then,
Kenku's been extinct a long time.
then with that knowledge, I would like to kind of telepathically communicate. Do you have the communicator now?
I do.
Nibs is
Yes.
Okay.
Nibs is the only person who didn't have a communicator is now
Nibs.
gone.
Yeah.
Perfect in some ways. Just that for nothing else, just to have like all of the party on that is nice.
Well, no.
Well, they're not part of our party yet, technically. But okay, so I'm gonna just telepathically communicate. Two loud dicks have just walked in. They're looking for you, Mikhail. Do you recognize them?
Are we walking past at the time she says that on the?
We probably passed you guys. Will we pass them?
We're already.
No,
Right.
they're in the Taylor. They're already a little
They were
ways,
in the
and
Taylor
they're
and
they're about to
by.
go to the
Okay.
bank. Yeah.
If we're passing by when she says that, we would hear unless she's like. only
I am
talking-
saying to the party, just.
So you
overall
guys
to
would be at the
party.
Taylors going to the bank at this point.
Would we be at the Taylors or passing by?
We
'Cause
just
what are
left
the
the
odds we're
Taylors.
passing by right now?
So-
we're going to the bank.
You're not passing by. You go to the Taylors. So bank, your tavern's here. You go to the Taylors, then you go to the bank.
Oh,
There
I
is
see what you
no
mean.
going back past the tavern
Got
to
it.
get to the bank.
Got it.
So
Not
it's
opposite
just
directions.
you two.
Yeah.
Yes. And the gold dragonborn.
And at the bar is this absolutely hulking, like nearly 9 foot tall, incredibly furry creature that you would recognize as a furbolg, who is just behind, who is moving very, very slowly. As you kind of step up, he's like, "Well, hello, what can I do for you?"
Perfect. Well, two things. One, I'll take an ale, and then an ale with 2 shots of your strongest liquor.
2 shots of the
Yes,
strongest.
my dude.
Are you wanting it to be chemically enhanced, or are we just looking for the naturally fermented stuff?
Go ahead and enhance it.
That's exactly how I would
Alrighty.
think he would be talk. A Furbolg would talk to.
Yeah.
And then,
Literally
how
did
much
he-
will that be?
He takes 2
Probably.
things and he just drops them in. You can't tell if the glass shattered inside this jug. And kind of slides it over along with another jug. And says, that'll be 5 gold pieces.
And do you know any good gambling areas around here?
Not here in Carth.
Can't think of
Still
any.
a very slowly developing place. Now, if you were to go a day or 2 south, depending on how fast you travel to Blinder, you could definitely find some gambling places down there.
Okay.
Nothing you can think of?
Not here, no. I mean, we have tables that we run here in the evening, but they're for
It's
sport,
very
they're for fun,
very
they're not
fun.
competitive. I can tell addict when I see one.
90% of gamblers back away right before their big win.
Thank you.
That sounds like something an addict would say.
Not an addict, just good. Here's 6 gold.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Well,
You
the
can come
name's
back.
the name is Woot. This is the
Woot.
whale's call.
I'm Gorsh.
You're Gorsh.
He
Nice
is
to
the
meet
whale's
you,
call.
Gorsh.
Woot.
Are you wanting any food or a
I'm
room
good
for the
now.
evening?
I'm good for now.
Good for now. All right, and he just slides the 2 things over. You kind of shake the one for Atan.
Do I hear any
You
rattling?
could swear you hear some rattling in there.
Okay, I grab them, walk over. Here's yours. There may be broken glass in it. Be careful.
I'm literally made of metal. And then I just.
I bet that's what he says too. I'm literally made of metal.
No, that's exactly what I say. And then I fucking just down it.
You definitely do feel some chunks of glass go down your throat, and then as you empty it, it doesn't hurt you, surprisingly.
You know, that'd be so funny if that's like your thing is saying.
Wait, so are you
literally made of
actually
And
metal?
then the thing that is
Like,
actually
actually
made of
Yes,
metal.
he
Yeah.
is quite legitimate.
I'm
His
a
skin is
metallic
made
dragon.
out of that of metal.
Insides too.
No,
Not necessarily
No,
all of his
not
insides.
no. He's just his whole outsides are all very silver.
No, but looking at my outside, I would just realistically think, oh, my inside's gotta be something.
Yeah.
I can see that.
If that's gonna be your saying, he's about to be have his whole world rocked.
He's gonna be like, I'm literally made of metal. Warden walks in.
Oh,
Damn it.
fuck.
Oh, shit.
I typically walk.
Well,
in-
I don't know about
You
that.
guys-
glass
Actually, I
in
wouldn't
about
even look
2
up. I'd be
hours.
like slightly like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, he would say that, but
that's true.
So, as you guys grab your drinks, do you go to an empty table?
He found. A
I already
table.
found a table.
He's already sculled his entire drink by now.
That is fair. So you do that, and I mean, you also notice that there is a pretty tall Goliath man walking around the place that has the freaking biggest anaconda that you've ever seen wrapped around his neck like 3 times. It's probably about 12 feet long
His
and
anaconda,
maybe
though.
4 to 6 inches thick, and it's just wrapped around his neck with its like tail around his waist. What?
Anaconda.
You got a 12-foot anaconda, man.
Just wrapped around his own neck several times.
he's walking around with it.
Yeah.
The head is just resting on his shoe.
I look over on my shoulder and
Hey,
say,
is
"Oh,
that
come
you?"
on, go." I say, "Oh, come on, go." And my weasel just scurries down and sits on top of my book holster.
Okay, on the holster of your book. Okay. So, as you guys are doing that, bank.
Fireball.
And before we enter, Warden turns and says, "Why the sudden interest in the bank, child?"
Well, I got a little bit of money now. So I'm wanting to put it in the bank so that I can get more money. I think that's how it works. If it's not, then we can just we can go back. We got nice suits.
Yes.
By the way, you
please.
guys are probably like the freshest fits in all of Karth right now.
We are certainly.
You guys
adorable.
walked past multiple, like, whole divisions of the city actively just with slaves on the scaffolding. Like, in your suits.
Yes, child, we are certainly well adorned.
It's like the scene from Django.
Yeah, kind of. It kind of is.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of blue, it's auburn.
Well, I'm sure this will be a learning experience for you, so let us walk in.
He squints his eyes just a little bit and then opens the door to the bank. That I don't know what the title would be. He just
It is the Bank of Dwin.
Bank of Dwin. Okay, walks in to the Bank of Dwin.
As you walk in, there is large, like, marble pillars. And it's not a very large building, actually. It's... Did you chip your die again?
No, that fell out of the case because I was tipping it over and I didn't know.
Okay.
It's the same die. Don't worry.
I was gonna be like, did you chip your die again, dude?
I'm really trying to break these.
You're
if I
trying
can break
your
enough of one
darndest.
side, then they'll be a weighted die.
It rolls in that one.
Dang it, wrong side.
Chips the side with the 1. Just always lands on the 20. So, as you step in, there's some small marble benches right at the door. Then this open hall, and then just a singular, like, glass pane about waist high, but waist high for you. So it's like a foot up is this, like, marble wall, and then 8 feet high is this glass pane to talk to people of all races. And just this little, like, speaking hole that you can see through. And there is a gnome behind the counter.
And there's just like a long hallway going all the way down.
It's about
Rocking
30
chair.
foot long.
Alright,
hallway.
I'm just gonna patter my way all the way down to the little glass case. And there's someone on the other side of the glass.
Mhm.
They're looking at me?
Yep.
Okay.
They're looking at you.
He's thinking about knocking, but he's not going to. Says, "Hi." Pulls out his notes that he's been writing. I'd like to make an account.
What is your name, and do you have any licensing for living in Den?
My name's Trake, and I don't live here.
You don't live here?
Nope.
Well, do you have a place of residence?
Nope.
Do you have a social number?
No.
Wait, what have you or have
I'm
are
just
you
shaking
now
my
or
head
have you ever been registered as a slave or indentured servant?
Nope.
No.
Warden knows have the biggest.
I definitely have been.
They're gonna look at their records, dude. They're gonna know.
He's typing through some stuff, and Trank, is there a last name to that?
Filestone.
Silestone.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Filestone.
I got nothing coming up. However, we could write you into the system if you would like, just so we have registration of who's got an account here.
What is he, by the way? This is.
He's a gnome.
Okay, cool.
Warden speaks of it. Goes, what all entails opening up a new account?
Opening up an account. Well, we have to have very, very, very accurate paperwork on who's got an account here. So, name and just your general place of living, because if you want to take out a loan in the future and get money from us and, pay interest on it, we would have to know where that money's going and how it's doing things, and, just for certain jurisdictions, we need to know where to go if we need to find you.
You missed the last part of that a little bit.
Okay.
He when you talked about we're gonna make sure you have interest, he was just like, yes.
This is the Bank of Dwayne. It's the
It is the bank of the nation of the Grindalian Empire.
yeah. That's what I thought. And I turned to the small one. Not small one. I always say small one. Small one's nibs.
The child.
He's going
For the
through
record, my
denial.
character, for the longest time, has suffered from
Dementia.
severe dementia, and because his memory core was broken, it's fixed now. But he still calls everyone by their
Looks.
looks.
How the
He's-
fuck am
I was the
gonna
gnome
use-
first.
Oh, man.
he was the gnome for the longest time, but now
He's
I
gonna
call
call me
him
Ned.
child.
Yes.
Child.
And the child. Yoda. Grogu.
If you wish, I could just add your name to my account.
If you had a co-signer, that would certainly help your chances and quicken the process.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
It's like a child taking his son to
Yeah, I
a bank
know.
account as a teenager.
He's gonna. 1 second. Warden. Can you pick me up?
I grab him. I put one arm out like that, kind of just set him down while with my other arm on top of the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, Warden, this is gonna be alarming, but I'm filthy rich. And I just don't want you to be super surprised when I empty
My coffers.
my coffers into your bank account.
Your bank account. When you become fully rich because of me.
Here's the thing, we're gonna have to come up with something. I was planning on sharing this interest with the party because we'd be making quite a bit. I didn't want to talk a lot about it, just because I'm panicking a little bit because of how much it is, and I need to get off of my hands. I'm just saying this, and I'm hoping, I'm just hoping, because I'm gonna accept your offer, and thank you very much for letting me share your account. I'm just hoping that you don't feel betrayed, and you don't, you're not super sad I didn't tell you.
Also, recognize, I have given you a technical number, but that was off of a very poor insight roll that you made on the amount of gold in there.
Okay, yeah.
So you're certain of the number in there. That doesn't mean that's the actual number in there.
Yeah, true, but it's not one.
But it wouldn't change how he roleplays it
There's still
either.
Oh, there's a lot. It's
Right.
more like you don't know if it's more than what you guess. Like a lot.
So, Warden.
No one knows yet except
Oh god!
Kind
You're
of
the one who
lets
Less
the
than a
nod,
million.
And
You're probably the one who
kind of
knows
nods
the
a little bit in
That
size.
was just less than a million.
We are all rich in our own ways.
Yes.
The warden's gonna
Yeah.
I am rich with the
Nice.
friendship that I have gained from you and the party.
Yes, you are. Okay, I did warn you, so just remember this moment.
I
in
should probably
5
warn
minutes.
you too.
Yes.
My account does automatically pay tithes. Based
Is your
off-
tithes
your
based
tithe?
on a percent or based on?
It's based on a percentage of interest, so it's like we'll still get interest, but a
What's-
percentage of that.
Would you say like a flat 10%?
Yeah, like a flat 10% of the interest.
Okay, so you already have some gold in there, but not a ton.
It's just essentially my pay from the temple, which is
Right.
not very much at all.
Yeah.
But
So I guess
would
I'm
help.
donating to a worthy cause. It's you.
you will be donating to the children of the Forge.
Why are
Do
we
they need
using,
money?
The children
why
of
are we
the
using
Forge
Warden,
Foundation.
or why are you using Warden's account instead of just
Because
having
I already
him
have it
post
all set up.
Because he's already got an account one, and he is Trake is not
But he
a
can co-sign,
citizen
can
of
he
the
not?
Dwendalian Empire.
He's not a citizen of the Dwendalian Empire.
He-
I
so he
benefit
can't
from
even-
the citizenry
Oh, okay.
because I'm a citizen,
Mm.
so I get all.
He is
the
actually the
benefits.
only member of the party that is a citizen of the Dwendalian Empire.
Literally.
He's got a whole social number in it.
Yeah.
I literally have a social number and everything.
Okay. Let
I can.
He's got a barcode on the back of his neck. He kind of actually does, though.
He's a robot.
I can disable the feature if you wish. It would be just a very small sum of any interest gained on the account.
I mean, yeah, I think I would appreciate.
You would
that,
probably, you
honestly.
would possibly hardly notice it. A few coppers or silvers. That's usually how it is for me.
Right, especially with the low amount of gold that you think I'm putting in there. Yeah, sir. We won't lower it too far. I think that's good to give it to a good cause. Maybe we could lower it to like a 2% or something like that. And so you're still given to what you want, but like we don't need to do like 10% because that's gonna be nuts. You're about
It's gonna be nothing.
Sound good?
How much do I care about how much I tied?
You are a religious tither.
Well, my account just automatically ties for me. But, I can accept a 2% tithe.
Okay.
Anything is better than nothing.
Sweet.
So 2% of the interest accrued. Okay.
I'll give you money. You lower your tithe. We make more money. Sounds good. Can you put me down?
Yeah,
Down.
I was thinking about just kind of holding on.
It's like the fucking trees from Lord of the Rings, where it's like
Right.
they carry him on their shoulders.
Well,
All right,
naturally,
I'm back down.
almost perpetually
Okay, so you're back
traveling
down.
on my shoulders, so-
Okay, we've discussed it. Sorry to make you wait.
He
But
doesn't
we're
need
gonna
a
put all the
rocket
money in his
rig
account.
kind of thing.
All the money in his account. And what is that name?
Warden.
And what would be that social number? It's just any random 6-digit number that you would like.
6666.
And so you would know it. You just kind of list it out to him.
Yeah,
And
I
he-
listed out to him.
He looks it up. Okay. It
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
it is. How long have you been in Dan?
How long
At
is
this
it?
point, it's been about 3 months since, or no, about a month and a half to 2 months since you left the Dwendalian Empire. It's been about 3 to 4 months.
I would say that it's been about 3 to 4 months travel since I've left Dwendal.
Well, it appears your previous place of employment has continued to put money in the account, directly depositing. Looks like you have about 600 gold in the account right now.
Thank you.
Would you like to withdraw any of that before we put his money in? You have to have the 5 gold minimum. Stay in the account.
Thank you. Yes. Riveting.
But I would RP a bank in my world, I'm gonna be honest.
No, I wrote all these notes last session.
With a gnome named Jeffrey behind the counter. Like,
Jeffrey?
his name is Jeffrey.
Bank RP.
For now, I would like to. You said 600.
It is 600.
Yes, he'd like to do that, I think.
Yeah.
This is like 500 of it.
Speaking of, we have multiple locations in Dwinda. We have 2 locations in Donturum, in Pescia, and then Quintur. Those are the places we have banked right now. And there's enough in them that you could pull somewhere around 1,000 to 2,000 gold at any point in time.
Understood.
So if you ever find yourself in those cities, you could also look to withdraw them.
Thank you. I'll withdraw.
So
You just told me to
You
withdraw.
get 595 gold because you have to keep 5 gold inside.
Okay, 595.
So he brings out a big old bag that he brings like on a little disc floating beside him rather than carry. He can't carry that much gold with ease. And so he kind of floats the disc, and there's a large slit in the glass, like 12 feet up, that he just kind of floats the disc up and goes over. And you just kind of grab the bag and put it in your bag of holding. Alright, and how much are you looking to deposit today? Or do we need to count it?
You can go ahead and count it. I made an estimate. It's like, what did I note down as it being?
Somewhere around.
We're about to find out.
No, I can show you the notes. About right there. Somewhere around there.
It's like, I don't know, like 32,000 gold.
And he says, well, I will for sure get the counter real quick. He obviously thinks you're lying. And so he goes back and brings out another item, and he opens like a door in the solid wall and brings it out, and it is this massive, like,
he comes out
counting thing. And he's like, well, there's a slit here, and if you dump the stuff in there, it'll count it as it goes through. And it puts it in easily to carry bags and spits it out the back.
Okay.
And also at this point, there are 2 dwarven people who come in from the back, and they are in full plate armor. They appear to be like soldiers of the Dwendalian Empire.
I would know.
Yeah, you would know. You would guess that since it's supposedly dealing with so much money, they wanted to have guards on hand.
Warden looks at you and says, you seem to have raised some attention.
Yes. Okay, don't be alarmed. So he's gonna take out the orb. He's gonna go to the slit.
Can I run some Arcana on that orb?
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check real quick as you go through.
He's got an orb. I know where we were just at. So
It's a quick. This is a quick time, but yeah.
It's a quick time.
It's gonna be quite a long time after a second.
Please be low.
It was 12.
It was a 12. You would guess it's an item that can store more gold than it looks. You don't know how. You have no clue how big its inside is. And so you open the door, and you just kind of pour it. And when I say there is a flood, it is like shooting out at the velocity that a gun would. And just shooting them down this hole as it is attempting to pour thousands of gold pieces far faster than it should.
You see Drake's emotions first, like, delve into more and more shame, and then after a while, when he realizes that no one's really mad at him, he starts getting giddy. After
He starts playing with it.
Yeah.
He is pouring for a solid minute.
Okay, I am paying attention to the.
And at this point, Warden, you kind of look around the backside, and the dwarves' eyes are getting wider and wider as each bag is supposed to be around 1,000 gold, and it has spit out 20 so far. And they are like actively picking them up and moving them out of the way to get more. The final count. So I did a multiplier.
Okay.
So you rolled like an 8 on the inside or something really low.
Right.
So you estimated less than half. So I've done the math, and there was it was multiplied by 2.25, which you assumed. So it was about 73,195 gold pieces, including the platinums and the gems inside, for a monthly interest of 3%. You'll be getting 2,200 gold pieces.
Every month?
Every month, interest of 3%. It brings you 2,200 gold pieces. approximately.
We will live off of the interest.
Exactly.
The entire party can live off of the interest.
But that is monthly. That is monthly. So every
fund a
37,
war.
every 36 days,
Right.
Well,
you get that
actually,
Right.
we could fund a war.
We could fund a. Yeah, we
That's
could.
right.
You don't know about it yet.
Yeah.
So,
Drake's
War
in
is
control.
coming.
as
War is coming.
you guys are wide-eyed, the gnome looks at you and says, I have, like, one massive gem comes out as you crank it. Literally, like, the size of your head. Kind of gem, just...
Yeah, that's it.
Legally.
Legally, I'll have to check to see if I can even accept this.
That's understandable.
That's a lot. Well, at least it's in bags now for you. Either way, let me go call my manager. He walks into the
Poor guy.
after about 30 minutes, they make you wait. The guards just stand there like by the gold, completely not knowing what to do in this situation.
I'm watching them, and if they ever look at me,
They're
my
just there
eye
like-
contact is, don't you freaking touch me.
That, by the way, this is like the GDP of a trade city. Like the entire year's profits for a trade city was in this little item that you had.
They're checking. Has there been any break-ins recently?
Can we even store this amount of gold in our vault?
Picks you back up and says, "Well, I do believe it was rather responsible of you to safely store such a large sum of money."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for sharing your account. Of course, you still own it, but not to brag, I do have most of the money in your account at this point.
Most of the money. Brother, we have more than 99% of his money.
All of his
Especially
money.
Especially since you just made him
5 gold
last
of
only
that.
5 gold. That's his own.
Or as they said, you are a co-signer on my account, so
Yeah.
you may access it at any time under my name and social account.
That would be great. Can you tell me what your number is really quick?
What's
I
your
forgot.
social?
Write that down.
Write that down. Write that down. Do you
In-
give
in
him
my-
your social?
I give him the last 3 digits.
The
'cause
last,
that's all
the
you
last,
need.
There you
yeah,
go.
the necessary amount.
I give you the last 3 digits.
Okay,
which
that'll work.
420.
696. Actually, hold on. Let's do it. Based off my name.
690,
It is it's
420.
a 116.
A 116.
Okay, I remember that.
So he closes it, goes back. At some point, the dude who helped you, Jeffrey, walks back up. Keith, my manager, is gonna come out and speak to you guys. I don't really know why he wants to speak to you guys. And he just walks back, seemingly oblivious. Like he doesn't even pay attention to the bags of gold. He seems oblivious. As Keith steps out, who seems to be a very well-dressed dwarven man, he steps out, looks towards both of the Dwendalian soldiers, and beckons them to step over. And as they do, you see him cast a spell.
Ah.
And both of these guards seem to go blank-eyed. And he says, "You are welcome to step back into your holding area." And they just walk back almost like they were drones.
Can I roll Arcana to see what he just cast?
Sure.
Warden just knows what he has.
I rolled
Warden
a
just has an
13.
idea.
Warden
A solid
has-
idea.
I rolled a
Pretty damn
13.
good idea.
Would that get it with a moderate modifier?
Depends on the modifier.
Cancel it.
Bank RP just got intense.
Bank RP just got crazy, bro.
Arcana, it's
19.
only +1, so
Plus
14.
14. What did you roll?
19.
You're pretty sure he just modified their memories to
yeah.
not remember all of this. At which point he says, "Drake Silestone, Warden, this is a sum of money that can be accepted. However, it will have certain precautions made to it and a possible exceptionally lucrative contract for the both of us to take upon. I would advise you not share this with many people. and consider it almost like a trust fund from an incredibly rich set of parents and such. As with such a sum of money, you will not be able to withdraw this amount from just any bank. You will maybe be able to withdraw 5% at a time, unless a month is given to transfer the needed amount to said bank.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna need 72,000 gold in one
I
sitting.
certainly don't understand why someone would ever need 72,000 gold.
Right, yeah.
So, the interest as it occurs can be set to be delivered. It would be delivered by someone who does not know what is inside of it, and it would be delivered by some sort of magical holding device that would merely be dumped off and then brought back. It would be a courier attempting to find it. In that, if you wished for the deliveries or a direct deposit to your own coffers that are mobile with you, we would have to place some sort of device to be able to find you, obviously. However, if that is not of interest to you, it would merely just be accruing in your account, and you would have to visit a bank to pull.
Right, and how much would we get on like you like holding our money and so you give me more money?
If you were to sign the contract that I have prepared for you, to never withdraw more than 1% on top of accrued interest of a monthly payment, so you could withdraw up to about 3,000 gold at a time. If you were to never withdraw more than that, and you would never be able to withdraw more than that at one time, you would be accruing a 4% monthly interest, which would put you at about, including the 1% withdrawal, about 3,200 to 3,500 gold pieces monthly.
Is that a good idea, Warden?
Notice, the first time you would attempt to withdraw more than that, this deal would no longer be on the table.
Would we not make any interest?
You would continue to make the baseline interest of 2.5%.
Okay. Okay.
Child, you also do not need a deposit. All of it at once, if you believe that we are going to need it for any of our expenditures before we venture back out.
Oh yeah.
As you're saying this, Warden, with your passive perception, you look up, and these small, like, arcane eyes in the corner of the room, along places that you noted before, are all jet black right now.
Mm.
Almost as if they've been deactivated.
Not even the bank knows that the bank is receiving this
Not
much
even
money.
the bank knows that the bank is getting this money right now.
Oh, I got some money, Warden. I have 35 gold. We're good.
Oh shit.
The rate at which you hand out gold coins, it won't last long.
I can hang out. Okay, you're right. I don't know. How much did we keep?
We will need to increase the outfit of our entire party, which
I know, right?
consists of
Oh, you mean like armor? My bad.
yes, which consists of you and I, as well as the bird and the woman.
That's what I call
Boy,
myself.
boy, does he have a surprise waiting for him back there.
The chunk of metal.
So
I run an analysis calculation to upgrade the outfits and other things of us 4 party members. It would probably be about
4,000.
the end laughs at you.
Times 5.
Okay.
At least.
12,000. That's a lot of our gold.
Bro, 4 times 5 is not 12.
It's 20.
It is 20.
I heard 3. I'm sorry.
You're on drugs. You are high.
I am playing trick right now, and I'm not in the right mindset.
I recommend you cash in all of the. I recommend that you cash in at least half of the gold in this moment. Place the rest back into your
Orb.
The gemstones, however, we can save a few of those as they can be used as components.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yes, we like your contract. We're gonna take it, but we're gonna not give you all the money right now. Does that work?
Okay.
How would you like for us to go about depositing any other large sums of money that we may have in the future?
If you were to deposit it, it would be preferred that you go to the head bank in Dwinder itself, as they have a vault that can hold well over 1 million gold, whereas ours is only capable of holding up to 200,000 as of now.
Are you a little overflowing right now?
Not yet. We are
Wait.
still recognized. The city is still
capital,
underdeveloped.
Yes.
There is nearly no people here to benefit from this
We
bank
have-
yet.
Okay, good.
We
Nice.
passed
Okay.
through, I think.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You guys have not passed through Dwinder yet.
Oh, wait,
I
we
thought
haven't
that's where her tower was.
You have gone through Donturum.
done terms.
Oh,
where-
that's
yeah,
where-
Dwinder
okay.
is the capital.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where,
Where
that's
Nibs is
that's
going
where
right
Rich
now.
Lady's castle is.
Okay, yeah.
So gemstones. How much gold did you say? To keep?
I'd say roughly half at least.
Half. What about like 3,000? Would be good. The 30, I mean. 30,000?
How about we split and you deposit 50,000 gold pieces? An even number allowing interest to accrue in more even numbers. And with that, you would be left with approximately 27,000 pieces in gold, along with about 6,000 in various and assorted gems.
Okay. Sounds good.
I will work on. Well, I guess
At
he's.
2750.
Do we just hand him the orb and he'll take care of it?
So he begins holding up the bags. Does it go back in normally? Have you put anything in there?
No, but and he just does it. Yeah, it works fine.
Okay. Hey, would you mind helping me load 27 of these?
All
Hey.
4 of my arms are now operating.
Yeah, so it takes like 30 seconds. Warden just grabbing 4 bags at a time. And so you guys grab 27 plus
when I grab the
some.
leaf bags.
Yep.
As we grab the few different bags of gems, I do grab a small handful and put it in my bag of holding, and then I say for spell components.
Of the gems?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you take a variety of the gems, specifically picking out diamonds and a couple of rubies and such.
Yeah.
So you all do that, and Keith kind of opens up his own kind of storage container and like sucks up about half the bags and opens up a second one and about the other half, and then says, "Your patronage is exceptional. You are welcome." I need to go talk to my branch manager.
All
So,
right.
as you guys begin heading back, drinking partners, insurance talk is done at this point, and Jack has wandered off.
Is
Last
it a little past high noon?
It's about 2 to 3 at this point.
You add some sort of gems, I'll add mine, and I'll note the bank stuff once I'm ready.
And I had just said to the party over the telepathic link, hey,
Yeah, so as you guys are waiting in the bank, you're like, here in your head, hey guys, so there's a couple bigger people who just walked into the Whale's Call that seem to be thinking about us.
With love. Nice.
But you guys were in the bank, so we go to others.
So, I want to insight these two.
Did
and
you already
see-
Go ahead and roll an
just-
insight.
See what the general vibe is.
Did you
That
roll
one?
another one?
Trey, you already inputted all the gold.
You know, the point
I have
is
all the
to,
gold
to get
noted down.
higher than one, actually.
Don't
One is
worry.
not actually good in this game.
So,
Don't worry, the combat rolls later on will be great.
Mike. So,
Copium.
out of these two, the vibe that you get from them
We're about to get
is
so mad.
they are large and they seem to want to like hold their space. They're not necessarily the air of them is very much like we're a duo, we're here, F off. That's the kind of vibe you get. You don't really like these guys off of a first vibe. They don't seem to be very welcoming.
What is Mikhail kind of like?
I'm
see a weasel.
going to, as Jack's getting ready to leave, I'm just going to be like, hey, get a plate of those, my favorite brownies. Send them over there to the newcomers.
All right. Since you're a recurring customer, we'll even do this one free of charge.
Ah, thank you very much.
I like to see him trip balls. And he goes back about
I won't know that, but I'll know
about
that.
10 minutes later.
You know that.
A small plate about this size with 4 sections that is just brownie, and you see like little like white crumbly powder pieces inside of it. You see large blunts of like, you would think it's like melted raspberry or something, like a darkish maybe fruit of some kind that's been, you know, just set in there and melted. It looks pretty good. He says, these are on the house. Be careful. Don't plan to go anywhere if you intend to consume them.
Actually, I want to talk to the gold dragon one. I'm like,
I mage hand the plate away from you.
As you were reaching for it,
I was about to be like, so, wait, free on the house?
Yes, they, well, not necessarily on the house, but a member of the tavern wanted to welcome you.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that meant. Thank you very much.
I just, so, quick question for the secret chest spell. So it's always active. It's a little weird with how it's worded, if you read it. So it's always active, basically. I just cast it. It's very weird. It doesn't look like it technically takes a spell slot to bring it back, but to put it there it does.
One moment.
That'll kind of determine what I do.
Keep looking at your computer, I'm sorry. I don't know why.
The spell's a little whack.
Unbelievable.
Everyone carried it.
It's a little funky.
Yes, so the thing is, it takes 5,050 gold to cast this the first time.
Which I'm assuming I've already had it.
Yes,
for a
you've
while.
already casted that at one time.
I just have the 50 gold chest always like kind of
Yes,
next to
and
my
you
spell
you
book.
always have it around, and yes, it is always active, and it takes an action to enhance. And every 60 days, there's a 5% chance that the spell
We don't
just
worry
ends,
about that.
which would aka be a nat 1,
Which would lose the entire.
AKA.
which would lose everything inside of it.
Yeah, so it's active. Then just to put it back, it's a spell slot.
Yes.
Okay, I bring the chest out, so just on the ground next to this man. The nicest chest you've ever seen. Just like a rip in the sky appears, and the chest just floats out of it onto the ground and appears.
Yeah.
I just open it up, mage hand the brownies into it, recast secret chest, and vanish. The chest vanishes.
You don't want to partake?
We have some plans. We'll save this for a later date.
Understandable. Well, you are more than welcome to order some more food, or drink, or a room.
Unbelievable.
I am marking brownies in
Unbelievable.
quotation marks.
Man, you're gonna have an enemy in the party here in like 2 seconds.
What do you guys?
They walked out. He doesn't know.
No, Mike's still there, the guy who sent it to you.
I am curious how you guys are going to interact, because you guys always play like these characters that are very antagonizing to others, and that's like a fun thing. I'm not trying to be mean in any
Oh,
way.
my
That's
character's
fun.
gonna get
But-
involved with drugs,
Yes,
but not at the moment.
And so do you. And so here's the...
Those potato mashers we were talking about, the primary ingredient was cocaine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was magically
One
enhanced
of.
That was
not
the
the
ingredient.
one of.
No, that was
This is the ingredient he remembers.
that and Eldritch Blast was the ingredient.
There was plenty other ingredients in there. But I am not going to tell you all the ingredients in case you somehow want to make potato mashers again.
Oh, I remember. I have it written down on my computer. Don't you worry.
Okay.
So who sent these?
Jack
Uh-huh.
was in his head that, would I hear this?
Yeah.
actually?
You're paying
Okay.
attention to this from across the bar.
Then Jack
A
just
chest
has.
vapor appeared out of the ethereal plane, and I put the brownies
Don't
in
mention
and
me.
vanished.
He says, it was anonymous. It was
No,
merely an admirer.
I need to know.
They have asked to remain anonymous.
I need to know who sent these. We are
Well-
here for business.
At this time,
put the
does
wand on the
Morton
table
and
and just hold it.
Drake walk in?
And as you do, you see almost like shadows curl over him as he says, You will not be raising weapons in
Counter
this
spell.
place. He's not casting a spell.
He's not?
No, he's not.
Damn
It is merely an intimidating presence.
Aura.
Oh.
As he says, you will put that away if you wish to remain here. And if you don't, you see him turn towards the Furbolg, who is like 10 feet tall. There's also the Goliath walking around with the massive snake. And on top of that, there is another man in the back of the building who kind of steps out, who is
All he knows is he received a thing of mysterious brownies from a
massive
mystery person.
orc. Just a massive orc that seems to be wearing chef's clothing right now. Just step out from the back.
Well, if I could I order it for myself then?
No,
Or-
we have some for you. It's just, I would like to, I don't mean to be
Well, let's-
rude, but
let's
what at
check-
least are they? All we know is we're here for work, and we received a mystery thing of
Well,
brownies.
I'm
in
literally
the-
mental. It probably won't do anything
You're
to
not
me.
He's special, please
I love
ignore
this. It's
him.
gonna be.
It is not meant. It is a gift.
It's not meant to hurt us.
No.
Okay, I
It will have you
apologize.
tripping balls, but
Oh, I apologize for the threat.
Do
Apologize.
Warden and Drake walk in the middle?
no, you guys are still like at least 30 minutes. You were at
Oh,
the
yeah.
bank for an hour and a half to 2
Yeah,
hours.
okay.
You're probably filling out paperwork the rest of the session.
Let's go.
Okay, I apologize for that. We weren't. You understand.
I understand.
What's funny is my original plan was to take
Well,
you.
I still understand why you have my brown.
I left
could've
one
gone
out.
very
You
differently.
go.
Oh yeah.
Given
I
the
just
fact
swallowed
that
whole.
these are
Okay,
first
go ahead and
citizens.
roll me a Constitution saving throw.
You probably just came across like the
I
best
look at him. I'm
possible
like, this is
scenario.
also why I hid them. He just
15.
ate one whole.
Because I had
What
completely
do I have to
forgotten
deal
that
with
I was
Plus
And you got a
9.
tux,
15
dude.
plus
You got a
9.
That's a 24.
Damn.
Okay.
Thanks.
Barbarian. So with a 24, you don't feel too affected by it immediately, but like you know those goggles that they have you wear for like the alcoholic
The drunk
training
goggles?
tests, the drunk goggles. You're starting to get there, like just a little bit. Your stomach's churning a little bit. You feel like you're gonna have the nastiest shit in about 30 minutes.
Probably because of the glass.
Forgot about that
I'm
one.
gonna break the toilet because it literally breaks off of the shards ejecting from me.
I was gonna text you. And be like, hey, just a reminder, 2 hours you
He
need to talk
did.
to him about it.
So it's not going too bad for you so far.
This stuff is amazing. I need to thank whoever did this.
Wait, so he ate around?
So
I
you're just kind of
one
listening to
bite.
this, especially when like Jack got a little antsy. You were like, oh, what's going on over
I
there?
kind of feel like the entire bar just kind of.
Oh, literally the entire, like, everything went silent as Jack, because Jack's the owner of the establishment, and he doesn't get mad very often or anything. But he was just kind of like a, you fucking rat.
You fucking what?
That is actually best.
Okay, so, Mike, Nari, as you guys are here,
I don't even know what the ITG IRL. It girl in real life.
ITG.
ITG
In real life,
IRL.
IRL.
You know I am that girl. That's
I'm that girl in real life. Is that what you think? That could be.
believe I want to make some potions, probably.
okay.
Are you just making potions in the middle of the town?
So,
He
that's
makes
pretty
potions
normal for
all
him.
as you kind of just pull out your
Potions,
alchemical
poisons.
supplies and begin brewing these potions,
got
just
white.
pinch of this here, a pinch of that there,
Man, it's
a whole
doing
gallon
fucking
of this
so
over
much.
here.
Balls here.
Exactly.
That's
You
how I make the healing potions.
you guys all notice as the door kind of gets pushed open ever so slightly as this honking hippo of a man steps into the tavern. As all of you guys note that Ventar Quintomerus has apparently decided to join the party this evening and steps in. Ventar is the large hippo man. I've spoken to both of you about him. I don't know how much you remember. But he's pretty much the wizard that originally bought the group. So he kind of steps in and goes over to the bar and seems to actively go out and, like, hug Jack.
is he basically our boss?
Kind of. Your
Kind of.
boss is in talks with this guy right now.
Okay.
And Speaking of your boss steps in shortly after him.
I look over and say, "Fuck, we have to do our job now."
That's your fault for pissing off the gold guy.
We received some random bullshit.
It's probably a present.
Oh my God, I love that.
Stop being so on edge. No, enjoy a little bit.
No.
What are you?
As someone
I
who
need
did
you
not
to
get to
sit
enjoy
here.
a lot of time when
You
you
are
were
Send it to the party
You are
chat.
currently tripping balls.
That's the best part. Valid.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's bad.
It's so mean.
That's sad.
Pieces of
Pieces
home.
of home. Han gave Leia some Alderaan for her birthday.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
That's worse than coal in the stockings. Like that is so bad. Okay. Either way. So Thomas, as you were gone, both Ventar and Markaay have entered the Whale's Call
Ah.
at this point, and they seem to be, or at least Ventar seems to be buddy with Jack.
Fuck.
And as they both kind of step in, they Markaay kind of steps over to you. Oh, that was just Claire sending in.
Yeah.
Markaay kind of steps over to you two after getting a drink, and sits down. That's on. Gosh.
Oh, what's up, boss?
How are you?
I am in absolute need of getting high. By the way, that group over there is the ones you are meaning to speak to. It doesn't have to be today. It doesn't really matter.
We figured. Well, I figured he.
I've already had a brownie myself, sir. They're amazing.
I can tell.
Dimwit.
Quite. And with that, Ventar and Jack seem to kind of go off on their own and begin talking. Around this time, a little bit later, I'll just skip over some stuff. Trake, Warden, you guys kind of return with a whole bunch of money.
In zoot suits.
And
Got canes.
absolute the zestiest.
It's fucking Kingsman walk in slow mo.
Yeah, and Warden walks in with like Trake on his shoulder because Trake's worried about ruining his suit walking on the mud. So you kind of get set down as you guys enter in. You guys see, this is probably the wildest the Whale's Call has ever been for you guys. Just because, one, well, what is Ventar doing here? Why is he talking with Jack? Okay, Markaay's here and he's sitting with a couple of random people. Oh, well, there's Mike. He's just doing alchemical stuff.
Is she back from her yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's been back for a while. She was talking with...
Yeah, with Mikhail. I guess now that he's doing potions, though.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
Do I see him doing?
Oh.
I'm assuming it's impossible to
Oh,
not.
it is impossible to miss. He literally has a whole table to himself with a whole bunch of chemistry supplies set up.
What smell is emanating from this?
What would you say?
What potions are you making? What are you
The
making?
current one
That
I'm
probably
working
depends.
with is cactus juice, chroma slime, wild sage root, and lavender. So that probably smells pretty
So
good.
everything
It smells
good
pretty good.
besides Coro slime?
Chroma slime.
Chroma slime.
But that doesn't have much of a smell
Local
compared to the other ones.
So it smells to
It's
me
just
like
like a
Rose just
weird
mixing some
creepy-
fancy drinks over there.
Kind of.
Don't you dare go up and just chug one.
I'm walking over. So, hey,
He said
you. What are you mixing up some drinks over here?
In a manner of speaking, I suppose.
What are you making? Just,
A little bit of this and a little bit of
Oh,
that.
for intrude. Don't mean to intrude, but it's kind of. We just have to know you're just sitting in the middle of a tavern with all these supplies out mixing.
That's fair. It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Would I be able to ascertain if it's like alchemical?
It is for sure alchemy.
I just know.
It is alchemy supplies, is what he has in front of him.
Yeah.
It would be cheaper than going and buying them.
Alright. I don't need
Would I be able to tell what he's making?
So if you have material,
I have plenty of
Probably not.
Probably not.
You don't have any
I have
sort of
plenty of
chemistry
knowledge, no.
knowledge.
You didn't take that class.
plenty of steel and other things.
Actually,
Probably crap about.
Transmutation.
transmutation.
Want me to roll for it?
Do you have
Did he take a
chemical
chemistry
do you have
class in
proficiency
wizard
in
school?
chemical supplies?
I have no tools.
You have no tools.
He
for
didn't give me
proficiency.
an option to select anything.
So I'm gonna let you go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
You're rolling
That
garbage.
is intelligence
that
check.
dice is going
That is a
away.
22.
You want to try mine? Mine's
Okay.
I think it's me.
What
and
are
it's
you
not the dice,
making?
but-
Mike.
I'm making a juiced up poison.
So as you step up, You recognize, oh, that slime is incredibly toxic. The rest of that stuff just to make it smell good. Probably to be able to be put in a drink so that someone wouldn't recognize it's poisoned.
Probably your drink.
That slime. You gotta be careful working with that.
Not really.
I mean, you don't ingest it.
It won't do that much to you.
Try it.
I'm just gonna take a
Nari's
little
just
bit.
gonna be sitting
Dab
there.
on my tongue.
Nari's
Have it on your
gonna
tongue.
be sitting there
Go
glaring at
ahead
him
and roll
as
me a
he's-
Constitution
as
saving
he's-
throw. How potent is the
slime
poison?
Alone won't
The
do
slime
anything.
alone won't do anything?
The
Okay.
slime alone doesn't.
None of the individual ingredients
Okay.
really do much of anything,
Okay.
with
Oh.
the exception of a few of the really, really juiced up ones,
Got it.
which aren't these ones.
Nari's gonna take out her dagger and start cleaning her teeth with it as she's staring at him because she doesn't like him. And she knows that he was thinking about talking to Mikhail earlier, and she's suspicious.
Well, Shrek and I walk up to
Oh, I pop up right
Beautiful
next to Nari as
reflection.
she's trying to be intimidated.
You're just,
Right when you're
I
trying to
got
be intimidated.
high.
Nari!
I literally didn't think of anything besides getting a drink.
Yeah, well, Shrek
So
and
as
I-
you guys are just standing there, Trake like jumps up on the table, almost kicking some of the alchemical supplies, just in this absolutely dripped out suit, and you see Warden behind him, just white on white tuxedo.
Right, I'm showing it off. Warden's just standing there, and this is obviously way more
I
impressive.
just cock my head and be like,
It looks good on you.
you're an interesting one.
No.
What's your name? You're rather interesting.
Oh, my name's Trek. Nice to meet you.
Ah, Gorsh.
He's like, he is so much playing.
Was that an exclamation?
Did you really say Gorsh?
or-
Gorsh. I said Gorsh.
No,
you don't
I
know if
I
I'm
know,
just
I know.
no.
That's
He doesn't.
why I'm asking.
He doesn't
Nari
know.
is
You don't
asking.
know. I'm just said. I shook his hand and said, after he said his name and said Gorsh. You don't know if I'm saying my name or an exclamation.
Nari is asking.
You're asking me.
Yeah, what is your
Nari
name?
is
you're
asking
asking.
you. Is that an exclamation?
That's my name.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I'm
Go
sorry,
for it.
guys.
It could be
Were
worse.
your parents evil?
Oh, you know. Let's not get into that right now.
I think I'd like to get into that actually.
Oh, is this the person you were talking about
Another
over the
time.
walkie-talkie?
Huh? I'm sorry. I rest my arm on the
Nari's
table.
gonna
Come again?
like stab her knife into her dagger into the table a little.
Obviously not, because they left a while ago.
I'm not gonna ask you guys to roll insight.
We're talking about each other.
No, I might be
If we're talking about each other, then I might as well say we were sent here to look for you by that man over here.
And you see him point to Markaay, who you guys recognize.
Okay.
I'm not. No, I just rubbed my eyes.
That's a disappointment.
Yeah,
Just
the
tears of
disappointment.
Hey,
disappointment.
I rolled kind of low on 2 insight checks in a row. So one was on you guys, and one was like, would he
What
say
kind
it?
of hair do you have?
Well,
Short.
actually, yeah,
It's short. It's trim. It's almost
It's
like
very
the
Afro-y.
bisexual cut. If you know
so
what I'm
it's
talking
like
about.
shaped on the sides and then
Oh.
cool on top.
In the
Yes.
entire
yeah,
time I'm
except in
talking
an
to you guys,
unkept way, if that
just
makes
the
sense.
sunglasses are just like down like this. I'm just looking at you like, You just see the blue eyes glowing at you.
I would like to break his sunglasses so bad. Can I roll to break his sunglasses?
I would let you roll contested dexterity checks to see if you could grab them.
Okay.
For real?
Wait. Okay. No.
Dexterity
Wait.
check?
It would be a d20 plus your dex. As Nari's kind of sitting, you're standing here, and Nari's
Wait.
sitting
What did
a
he
little
just
ways.
say? I forgot what he just said before I make an action.
I said, since we're talking about each other, I might as well inform you that man over there sent us here to find you to help. I believe it was to help.
No, I was gonna be- And what gives you the impression that we are in need of help?
I don't know. I've never met you. He said you needed help.
Well, we don't need any help, not
Ordiners
anymore.
Just stepped into the scene. Is like,
I don't know, like
well,
look over.
fortunately, we are now down a party member. So,
He's also with me.
No, he's
He's
not.
with me.
I walk over. Is like, you're tall. I like to talk to you. I come over to shake your hand.
They're
Nari's
like
gonna-
right
Nari's
above
gonna
me.
glare at Warden like weird.
Warden?
No way.
This dude
He and
is
Dylan-
high.
He had some brownies.
I'm high and I'm barely taller than you.
This rather than like
I'm
small
looking
one
down
or
on him.
little
You
one.
are tall.
This is big one. This is a bigger version,
yeah, I
much
I
larger dragon.
recognize he's a taller dragonborn.
Oh boy.
Can I extend my pistons to match his height? Just no.
Full potential.
I'm still holding out my hand. Slightly.
It's just swaying.
I extend out my arm. My lower arm tries to, and then my mind makes the disconnect. I shake your hand. Says,
What's your name?
well, it's nice to make your acquaintance. My name is Warden.
Is it? Is it really?
You could say it's nice to meet your acquaintance. You would know the difference when you're talking about him.
It's nice to meet you. My name is Aton. I'm a big lad, and you're a big lad, so I thought we would like to make friends here.
You are
Or is
very
that-
large, both of
We
you.
were requested to accompany you, so you're gonna have to deal with him just like I have for the last year.
Understood. It was mentioned that it was Ventar and
Markaay.
Markaay.
Who's Markaay again?
Markaay is pretty much the dude who manages Consortio operatives.
So he managed us. And
It
he
was
sent us
him
out.
and Finch who showed up just before you guys left,
Oh,
giving you
okay.
guys the vials of Tarask blood.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And pretty much saying that we're looking to try and get more people over here very, very soon.
Can I just quick send a message over to Markaay and say, hey, can you come here real quick?
Markaay, who is at this point, like, sitting back, just chugging something, you can obviously tell annoyedly slams the drink down before getting up and walking over to the table, where he just plops down, like, drags a chair across the ground before sliding up.
Hey, Big Bird.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, love it.
You can just call me Markaay. No one here will know me.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
thought
not
it'd been
inform
covered.
them, really? Who
I
was
left them a
coming to help?
note. That
I
they
believe
were
Oh
to
yeah,
know.
we haven't made it to that part yet. It's right over there. I just motioned to the paper on the far side of the table.
Red.
It's the first thing that happened this
I
evening.
believe the note stated that we would have to make our way towards Ventar's.
That would have been the preferred event, but since you didn't come immediately as the note requested,
We
Or
have
it's gonna be
only-
like,
we have only
what?
just returned from
That
the Flame
note?
of Fire for.
well, immediately would generally mean
with haste.
immediately.
Well, you said within the week.
I mean, that is fair, but did I not? I must not have noted for you to come immediately. Either way, within the week was hopedly we would meet you there and be able to discuss things in a more private setting.
Oh well, let me just finish this up real quick, and we can head on over there.
Why don't we just meet right there? Oh, yeah.
Give me a moment to doff this attire. Thank you again. And I'm just going to.
Why are you taking it off?
Doesn't he look awesome? Like,
It
Honestly-
was a lavish expense at the gnome's judgment.
If you're wishing to show appreciation, it would be to wear it longer.
Well, I wish not to dirty it, I guess.
oh, it's magic. It can't get dirty.
Great.
Warden really just
Alright.
wants to get out of the suit, like very obviously, but doesn't want to be impolite.
Well, it's kind of restricting around the shoulders, so.
Every time.
It's actually not.
Oh.
It's actually pretty mobile.
Oh,
There's
wow.
no
It's
reason
very
for
well
you
tailored.
not to wear it
Every time
besides
Boris
the fact
looks
There
that
is
you're
absolutely zero reason for you not to wear it.
Every
I'm
time
gonna be
Boris
walking
looks
around
over,
in
he
this
just
lavish
looks at
suit for the rest of the game.
And then
Look at
puts them
Rid,
down as he
but
looks
I think
away.
that might be.
Can't look at Warden without sunglasses on.
Like,
He's just
this-
so jet
You
white.
tilt them
Looks
down. It's
at
just,
him,
ah! Okay, never
Looks
mind.
away.
He tilts the glasses down for everyone
Well,
else
the
when looking
least
at
I
Warden.
do is take off my overcoat, like a coat,
Yeah,
fold
the suit
it,
jacket.
and put it into my
Roseberry,
bag.
everything.
And since I understand how humanoid clothes work, I know I roll up the sleeves on all of the button down, because if I were to activate literally anything in my arms,
It would just tear
would
through it
tear
immediately.
through all of the fabric. So I'm like, I better not do that for him. So, anyways, that's all.
I recognize the gesture.
Okay, so as you guys kind of well down, you finish your potion and then begin
I
packing
failed
up your
one,
stuff.
and I succeeded on one.
Sick.
It was a really high DC.
Does anybody want to...
I stacked the shit out of that potion.
Does anybody want to do anything else in the tavern before we move to Ventar's? Nardi's just still
I'm
standing
just
here
gonna
like...
hold it up. I'm gonna be like,
Have I attuned to my
you want to
second
take a
fire
sip
ring?
now? I'm done.
At this
Second
point?
fire ring? I do not believe... You
Alright.
have not told me that you're
She
Very
handed me one last
tempted.
time. She
Let
handed
me
the
just take a
second
look
one.
at it.
Have we had time between
Hold
then
it
and
up.
now? that
What does it
could-
look
Can I
like?
look at it?
Yes, you could have. However,
It,
don't yet. I mean, they're planning
Just
to do
it's
something else. It's also
very
gonna be fireworks.
clearly not
Good.
beneficial.
Very not beneficial. I could tell what you were
It's,
making. So
probably a like green and pink sparkles, like in like a blackish liquid.
That looks yummy.
maybe another time.
Oh, okay. I'll stick it in my pouch.
Nori does want to like telepathically ask as we're getting up to go, like what everybody's been
What
up
the
to.
heck's going on?
Like, what's going on? What's everybody been up to? Where? What?
Nope.
Letter? Note? What? Give me the hoedown. What's been going on?
Nari?
So,
Never mind.
they sent us a letter to come and find them at Vintar's when we got back from our excursion, if it had been less than a week. Which, he sent it 2 days ago when we left. So I don't know why he didn't just tell us when we left. But apparently, yeah. So, anyways,
Got
it's been less than a week, and we were going to figure it out once everyone stopped running errands. But apparently, time is of the essence, so they came and found us, even though he didn't tell us immediately.
Seems a little rude.
Are you having this conversation?
So-
Telepathically.
That's what I figured. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
I
like.
figured.
You guys don't know where I'm
I just
And also,
You're
you don't know if it was
intensely
like they
staring.
came and found you. This also
Well, that's
kind
what
of
I'm
just
kind of
seems-
assuming
yeah.
by their insinuation that they're supposed to come immediately and all of that.
Yeah.
So that is my assumption, and I'm just stating it as fact at this point.
Yeah. That is a very, very Mike thing to do.
Yes.
I assume he just fell or something.
No, that's a mad. That's he's frustrated at something.
He may have just taken something from him.
Poor child.
I
At
don't
least
So we're
not
heading-
flopping on the ground.
All right, so as you guys begin making
What
your
about
way,
what about them?
know.
if they have something to say, they're more than welcome to.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, you're wondering
I
what
took
happened?
The time.
Like what?
So
What have y'all been up to?
I took the time during the day to make a safe haven for our party.
Awesome.
So,
Nari, I.
did we can travel to via my divination. And
wow.
Nori.
the child here was interested in learning more about banks, so we went to the
Were
bank.
you the one who got the thing started? Were you the one that got the banks and and insurance and that whole conversation started?
No, that was Jack. I just brought it up.
So yes. Wonderful.
But we visited the bank.
Yes, and now I'm rich. We didn't rob it, I promise.
Nari's just as she's like, she's just like because we're having a telepathic.
If you see something that you want in like a store or something, I think I can get it for you.
Hence the suits.
No, he doesn't do that.
The suit.
We're wearing
Trick bought the suit. You bought the suits?
Raise eyebrow. We're just doing this all telepathically, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just looking.
Raises eyebrows.
Yeah, like facial expressions definitely still there, but
Do I have
We
anything I
have
can,
the
like-
necessary funds
Over here, this.
There was a feat I was debating taking that would allow me to
upgrade
Yes,
our
I think.
parties.
Yeah.
I see.
What'd you say?
No, I was talking to
Okay. You were just looking right at me as you said it, so I was like, oh, I missed something.
her. No, I just looked at you.
I see. Well, I'll let you know. I'm gonna look over at me like.
I just don't want to have the reaction inside of the pub.
Yeah. So as you guys kind of all begin to step out, Atan kind of almost bumbling at this point as the brownie is setting in more and more.
Oh, fuck.
Shut your friend up, my
I'm
God.
not the one who gave us the brownies. Someone ordered them for us, and he ate them.
Brownies.
1.
You notice that she
Mikhail!
immediately looks
What?
at Mikhail.
The rest of them I hid from him.
Good job.
If you want to roll an insight check, I think we both just looked at Mikhail when you mentioned brownies.
I don't think you even have to roll an insight check. You immediately looked at
We're about to
the
look
crow.
over.
Literally like, Mikhail,
Well, that answers my question of who sent them.
Oh,
They're
if that's
good.
the case, I need to thank you.
Good, am I right?
Very good. Probably enough for me to need a nap, though. And I just start slumping over a little like, no.
Little
We need to
bitch.
talk a little bit more.
Little bitch.
As he leans over, you can just see me leaning, trying to upright him.
Yeah.
It's
So you're kind of like
falling.
helping him on his way.
I'm just constantly in a sway back left and right.
It's not a very long walk to get to Ventar's.
Can
How much?
anyone cast beat the fuck?
How much longer are you guys?
Cast beast.
Not too much longer. Cast beat.
Are you
Oh.
wanting to?
You mean our conversation?
Well, I don't know how long this conversation is.
20 minutes tops.
No, we.
Tops.
It was. What? No, it all wrapped up.
You're looking at each other for 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like above table. Sorry.
No, I am talking above table. Like Claire, Thomas.
Oh.
Are you wanting to leave in the next 10 minutes? Like
In the next 20 minutes, yes.
in the
Oh,
next
okay.
20 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
not Warden and Ari. Clear tops.
So as I'll just say, as you guys, I'm gonna kind of step back up to the manor and come into the meeting room. You kind of are all sat down, and Markaay kind of gives a bit of a lowdown. Pretty much the general sense is with Nibs, who he does mention came to him after he left you guys, and at this point has left with a couple other operatives to go to Dwinder. With him leaving and your party now being short, and your mission being incredibly important to the Consortio as of this moment, we thought we would give the option to fill a couple holes in your roster. I know that during your time in the fold, you had 7 with you, and now you are down to 4. And you're going to hunt a dragon while the most powerful slave manhunt syndicate in the continent is hunting you with 3 of its best. We thought you could use some help.
Would they have known about that?
They know of
Oh,
the
so they-
risks of joining your party up to this point, yes.
Okay, so they've been fully informed on kind of what's going on.
Not fully informed on everything, especially with what's going on in the fold. But
Oh. Oh. So they basically don't know anything.
they know the risks of what your guys' right now
Current
goals
mission.
are.
Yikes.
Because, I'm gonna be honest, really, while they know what's going on in the fold, they don't know what's going on in the fold well enough to actually brief anyone.
That would only
We
be
just understood we could fucking die.
death.
And probably not to even just die, probably be like in immortal torment for the rest of our lives.
Like, that would probably be, death would probably be the least of
Preferable,
your
to be
worries.
honest. But good coin, and also anything for Consortio. Ah, can't fucking speak the name.
Consortio.
Title of company.
Anything for the company.
Beautiful, the company.
Great asset.
The company. The company.
Why do we all know that?
Because I've seen so many fucking videos.
When we caught that one on camera. Okay.
Great asset.
At this point,
Okay.
Markaay says, "Is there any questions you have?
Do we have to
What
take
are the
them?
combat?
Do you have to take them? No. What are their combat capabilities? Well, Gorsh, a little more dapper than your average half-orc, is a master of the arcane magics and transmutation.
I just pull out my giant battle axe, place it down. I'm like, this is what I bring.
He hits
We
things
didn't
and
ask
takes
you,
hits.
but anyway.
That's
I
about
still
it.
hold it down to more steady myself, to be honest.
They used to be running a gambling ring in Jelkala. Obviously, the brains and the brawn.
Understood.
Hey, big guy, sniff this bag.
I sniffed the bag.
It's
What?
the frothy snake crack bag that I've been keeping around.
Roll me a constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Disadvantage,
Well, you're
or-
high.
There's no crack, but like the residue.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of residue in there. It wasn't a full bag.
Oh no.
Yes! I rolled a 1. So, okay, this might actually be a problem.
That character dies already.
I need to pull up my notes on that part again.
Wait, I thought it was just crack.
No.
Oh no.
I'm looking through my spells.
Why did you go through?
Um,
Why did you tempt the impressionable?
Because you were like swaying. I was like, this is hilarious.
That's fair. Nah, completely.
This is hilarious. Sway some more.
Sway more.
Probably
Fucking
good
just
thing I
keel over.
offered
Heal it.
you the drink and not you the drink, because you would have drank it.
Yes. I actually was like,
And
what's
you
that
would've
drink?
died.
And he pushed me away.
See, I can't help you unless it's magical.
Oh
Yikes.
boy.
Warden.
That's the real question.
Warden, what you got, man?
I have lesser restoration, so
Okay,
maybe that'll help.
where is...
I could cure poison.
What's his visual reaction after he sniffs this?
Oh, it's like smelling salt. Just
Oh, fuck.
immediately, just like can't breathe.
It's bad
Oh,
salt.
like the-
Literally the fucking. Bah.
The rest of us.
I don't know. That's the best way of explaining it.
Hey, talk. Sniff this bag.
Where is this? I
What if I pull my finger? Like, it's literally the same body.
Not only is he not smart, he's high out of his mind.
The high is really making the difference, though.
Not
Yeah.
really.
He's
It-
tall
it
and
is.
high.
It is. I have 11 intelligence. I'm not completely fucking
Yes.
dumb. I'm just now incredibly impressionable.
Fair.
Which is what most people that are high are. So, at this
So
point,
as you sniff it,
Oh
I had
no.
a
you
weed brownie for the
immediately
first
go
time.
into vivid hallucinations. So we were talking about passing the glass earlier. You step up and walk, and you all see this massive creature step up and literally walk towards the hallway. And instead of taking a left into what you assume to be the lavatory, she just takes a right into the bedroom. And you hear groaning and grunting as if one was passing a kidney stone.
What? What was? I'm not close in that.
Warden. Warden.
And why I say this actually might be a problem is because this powder is incredibly addictive. Incredibly addictive.
I don't
Core
actually have
memory,
that much.
core.
So, he steps over and just...
Wait, big guy, wait. I'm just kidding.
You step in to see him, just pants down, literally squatting in the middle of the room,
Okay.
on the bare wood floor.
I just look at you.
Okay, that's good. He reacts
I didn't
immediately.
give it to him.
What? Is he always like this?
I have only lesser
I
restoration.
will say that.
It's not gonna be
Well, at
good.
least.
No, I haven't gotten my 6th level spell yet.
That's 5! That's 5th level!
Yours has
Fifth?
toys.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Well,
Mine has an
haven't
axe.
And money.
That's scary.
Okay, so you're just kind of there, and literally, as you step into this room,
So-
Athan, what you are seeing is like home. You're on the plains. You're walking through, and you, in your mind, you just walked around the corner where bushes surround you and popped a squat.
Yep.
And as you stand back up, you see your horde running across, and you jog to join them. What you see is him just face plant on the ground, just butt up.
Butt of the air, bare ass.
He's out.
When I hear him look up, fall on the floor, I look
Close the door.
The little bit of light shining into the room is like sparkling both off of him and little sparkles from his shit.
I'm
Throw
gonna
the glass.
I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna walk back to you guys, just insane.
I just look
Warden,
back at you.
Warden
walking
turns to
this.
Ventar and says, "Can you write this?"
Jade is just, or Nari's just looking at
I do not have
Jade
The
just
sort of restorative magics at my hand. That
like,
is
she's
not my
also
kind
gonna
of
like
casting.
slowly
I
like
guess
secretly
that
give
was
you a
fine.
fist bump like down here, but I'm
however,
so disappointed
If
in
that
you.
is indeed what I believe it is, I would advise you to
Most
attempt
respect
to
you've
restore
ever
him
had for
sooner
you
rather than
doing that right there. Because she doesn't like them yet.
The next playthrough, I just have a massive hangover. What the fuck happened?
or crippling addiction.
Both probably.
Oh, I hope not. What the heck?
That would be far more entertaining to do.
Now,
Actually.
Above board, I am going to say 14,500 years ago, That is the drug the Yuan Ti used to enslave nations, okay? Above board. Now, back to here.
Do I know what this powder is?
You have no. This
Does anybody know what this powder
no
Well,
one knows what this
on your
powder
point of view,
is.
he just sniffed a bag and it looked like there
Bro
might have
just
been crack
caused
in
me
it.
to start the opium.
So-
Opium
What
Yikes.
is that to this
for
game?
China.
It's like frothy snake crack.
Huh?
Frothy snake crack.
By the way, the Yuan Ti are not a known race.
Yeah.
UNT?
Is
The
there
UNT.
anything left in there?
There is
Kind
a
of.
couple ounces.
Should you hide that from him for a little while?
Yeah.
That should never come out ever again.
I can make that happen if you
Yeah,
like.
I didn't know that was
You're
going
not
on.
having
The box!
that
I can get
or
rid
any
of it.
our possessions.
I can
Anyways,
get rid of it.
Warden
You
is.
don't want
is
him to
going
have
in
it,
the
do
room.
you?
Warden's gonna go
I
into the
didn't
room.
have it in
You just
you.
see him.
I
He is
won't
literally
do
like
that.
toddler,
We'll just
butt up in the air.
While you're
folded in
right before you
himself.
walk in, it's like, Warden, remember when I was warning you about the other thing? This is like a similar warning, but for a very different scenario.
It's so fast. All I'm saying.
Dude, you snorted so loud when you
I already
laughed.
snorted one thing.
Yeah. It's usual. Regular occurrence.
Okay, so Warden kind of walks into the room.
Yep, I walk into the room and
I
I
do.
grab out my medicinal things. I start to lay him down properly.
Pull his pants up.
All the good
No,
jazz.
puts a glove on.
I go in there.
Puts multiple gloves, scoops.
I go in there with him. Is there a window?
You're gonna feel a little pressure.
Yes.
I open the window and mage hand the shit out the window.
Okay, you measure the shit out the window.
Okay. Anyways,
You hear a child
I-
crying.
Everything is clean now. Everything is clean.
Ah.
Do I need to make any medicine checks before?
He is out, messed up, and vividly hallucinating. It is pretty easy to tell. Like he's moving around and almost like grunting and speaking, in his sleep. air
So
quotes.
greater restoration.
You would want to cast Greater Restoration here.
I am casting greater restoration. I have like one arm, one of my arms is resting your head, the other one is like underneath your shoulders, and I'm like using the other two arms for
Pat,
the
pat.
semantic. No, I'm using the other two arms for the semantics of greater restoration, which is
So as you are cleansed, your dream slowly comes to an end. You do not awake. You are out for the night.
all right.
As Jade,
I was kind of hoping. you'd
I
wake
did
up
not
and see
mean
me.
to make your character
Nope.
addicted to anything.
Greater restoration cures addiction.
This is hilarious, though. I
With
expected
how
you to
quick
fall
they were
over.
able to act, it would cure in this case. And what I'm going to
No,
say, since it is very obvious that will not be used again at this point,
Probably.
when I say that was used to enslave nations, I actually mean it. Like, they would get entire nations addicted to it and not pay them because they were so addicted to it.
Britain to China,
And it's-
opium.
Opium.
Opium. Except it's the one that, like, kills you if you don't get it. Like, immediately.
It's a deadly addiction.
It's a deadly
It
addiction.
becomes a need to live.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And that's
to
Creocene.
live, not just to...
Yeah, it's a fun little drug. I did not know how the bag was going to turn out when I gave you a small bag of it.
No. Remember, I sold the stuff in there, and
Yeah.
this is the residue.
Yeah.
So.
Oh hell!
What's
going
So he wouldn't have had it.
Where did you sell that again?
I sold it to some magic shop, and he was like, I wonder what this is. And
I
he was
wonder
like,
what this
He
is.
very well might be just straight cracked out at this point. Did you sell it to Mal?
I sold it, maybe to Mal, I don't remember his name. It was some elf magic shop
It
owner.
would have been Mal.
Yes,
In-
and
in
I remember
in Dontoro.
he did not taste it,
No, he didn't.
because he's smart.
He won. Mal is very smart. Anyway, so as you're going to sleep, as everyone kind of comes back in, Ventar left. He went to bed. And Markaay kind of brings it. Well, good to know this is the group we're trusting this mission to.
You entrusted to us from the very start.
Obviously.
And look where we are now.
I have
Okay.
kept the party alive up to this point.
Or he's gonna
Your best.
rise. Warden can move
Well, I will let you discuss it amongst yourselves on whether you are willing to accept these two members in. However, I will say they would be of help.
Yeah, we need a smart guy. No offense, Nari. And I don't know. I just like the other
Nari
guy.
takes
I feel
full
bad for
offense.
him.
Nari takes all the offense.
Sorry, takes another dagger and just.
This is not the
She's been
first
picking her teeth
time.
and she
that's
takes another
all-
one.
I feel some deja vu. This is not the first time. This interaction has happened.
This is like the dozenth.
He is. I can't remember how many
I
times
like
he
you.
said no offense, Nari, and she says I take full
We could do
offense.
some fun things with that. Just not on him, please.
Yes. Yeah. That's the reason I think we should bring him. I feel really bad.
I believe we should take some time tomorrow to get to know you and your
Is Nibs here?
incapacitated.
He's already left for good.
Well, he probably won't still be having that good of a time tomorrow, if I had to guess.
Actually, with great restoration.
Oh, dude,
Everything is
no
gone.
hangover.
No hangover, no
Zero.
nothing.
Okay.
He's not even. He's like literally.
He won't
like,
even
He's
be
just
buzzed in the
sleeping
morning.
now.
Sweet.
Pog.
Sweet. Just
Oh
the
my
good
God.
scene. No addiction.
There's just a good scene, no literally deadly addiction.
Yeah.
That would have been the greatest way, the swiftest way to kill a character.
Want some frothy
Just,
crack?
hey, you want some frothy crack?
Sniff this bag.
You're out.
Takes one sniff.
I
and
just
doesn't
thought it was
have
like bath salts. That's just what I thought it was gonna be. And then you said this might actually be a problem. I'm like, oh no.
I didn't know that. I knew you had said it was. I remember vaguely you saying it was incredibly addictive.
didn't
I
even
didn't remember in the
remember this
moment.
was a thing.
I just thought it was crack.
All right. Well, we are going to go ahead
Still
and
incredibly
come to a
addictive,
close
right?
there, as kind of everyone agrees that it's probably best to go to your respective beds and meet back up in the morning.
Is it still like the rooms are still like they are different for each person?
That was in Karis Undervale's tower, not in Ventar Quintaris.
You're right.
So that would be in Donturum, where that would be the
that we
case.
have.
Did I even order a room yet?
You guys have not, but you guys have been staying with Ventar. Is this one of your
You
dice?
guys just stayed
'Cause
at
that was
Ventar's.
just there, and this is not one of my die.
Wait, so does that
No.
mean our party is going back to Whale, or
You guys would be going back to the whale, yes. So, we are going to end there with quite possibly one of the most chaotic, but also one of the more funny sessions we've
That's
had
hilarious.
in quite a while. Who doesn't love a good tavern crawling bullshit bank scenes?
Overdose.
And overdose.
Almost.
Who
Over.
No,
doesn't
it
love a good
wasn't
overdose?
overdose.
no? That was definitely an overdose.
There wasn't almost. That was an overdose. There's no doubt.
So, question on the poison that I made.
Okay.
Because it gets funky because I used a lot of ingredients.
Yeah.
So I make
Sounds like a potato.
healing
mashes.
potion that does 2d4 plus my alchemy mod.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used 2x of the double that ingredient, but you double it and then
And give it to the next person.
you have it,
Right.
but divide it to 2 rounds.
Of
So it's
drinking.
the same amount, but over 2 rounds. So it goes from 2d4 to 44 to 8d4. But then it goes. Wait. Yeah. So 2d4,
Do you like the Odyssey?
44,
I don't have to listen in. Geez, there are like 4 people looking.
8d4.
Do you like the Odyssey? Or would you
But
like listen
then-
to a musical of the Odyssey?
It goes over 2 rounds.
The Greek story.
So it does
Ophelio.
the 4d4 damage to
Odysseus.
one turn,
Odysseus.
and then
Yeah,
the next
that's a
turn
good
another 4d4?
I think so.
Have you?
That's
heard
how I'm
of
reading it.
The epic. The
And
musical?
then the other
No.
one,
So it's a musical that's,
makes
like coming
it
out in
after
pieces
all
right
of
now.
the effects are together.
About-
It makes it the complete opposite.
and
Basically,
there's
any
3
positive
sagas
effect becomes a negative
out
effect.
of
So then it
as
turns
far
the healing
as like
potion
like 12
to
songs, stuff
a
like that. You should take a listen.
Um,
It's really good.
poison. And so
Go ahead and set
Oh.
it to what we're gonna call this. I just rolled luck for you. It's on its first turn. It is going to deal 8d4 damage,
okay.
and it will scale by half for that next turn. So whatever you rolled, half that damage occurs next turn,
The next turn. Okay.
and that's how we're gonna roll that.
Then
Spicy.
the last one is
And this man almost drank it.
He wanted to.
Almost. I would have been like, what is
I
it?
hope you guys still had a good time, even though you weren't necessarily
Oh, yes.
active.
My brother in Christ. I almost got. I did get
You almost
cracked out.
died.
almost died.
Man participated in 10 minutes of the session and almost died by cocaine.
The enemies won't kill me. I'll kill myself.
since I used 2 of those, it's 4 rounds.
I won't let him
It's
get
4
the
rounds?
chance.
Okay.
And then I used one that makes it so that the
It's like having
recipient that
the
ingested
corral
it
that
does
decision
not know
party
they're
member, but
poisoned for
instead of
5
corralling
rounds.
a little like 3-foot kobold, now I'm
How is it
corralling
dealing
a-
damage
You're
without
doing man-child now.
them
Same
knowing?
size.
Oh, don't
That
worry.
they're
My
fast.
character won't make good decisions.
What are you in your half orc?
He's
I'm
a
a
god. He's a
Tall,
gambler.
skinny half orc who has a
And
gambling
then
addiction.
you're the yes.
Oh, you do
and
have a
then
gambling
you're the
addiction?
dragon.
I have a gambling addiction.
Crippling.
I have a tattoo on my back that you'll see at some point that says 90%. 90% of gamblers back down right before their next big win.
Oh, so it's actually your
It's
slogan.
a
Yes.
toxin modifier. The target will not notice any poison damage effect in their system until they take 5 rounds of damage
It's gonna be
from
funny
the
because
toxin.
then I'm gonna do
Okay,
like
and
really
it lasts
light
4
combat,
rounds
Thomas's
after the
character
first
This
is gonna
only
be like,
lasts
okay.
for 4 rounds. Well, it's the initial round plus 3 rounds.
Okay.
Is what it be. So
I'm
basically,
going
they just
to
don't know that they're
horribly
poisoned
name
until they've taken.
So they
4
don't know
doses.
that they just lost half their health.
And they're going to
Is what you're telling me?
But it's an ingested. It's not a like
Nari
potent
is now
weapon
just
kind
gonna
of
go
thing.
down
Okay.
asking
For an ingested
trick to
poison,
so
that makes
everything
more
for-
sense. So what
Would
we'll
be-
what we'll call
Become
this,
her sugar daddy?
for
More
simplicity's sake,
accurate.
we'll scale down. First round is going to be 8d4. Second round is going to be 6d4. Third round is going to be 4d4, and last round is going to be 2d4.
Okay.
And we're going to scale down like that over the 4 rounds that the person is ingesting it.
Okay.
I also did some research for the thing we were thinking of. There actually is a meta magic exactly for what we were thinking. Called transmuted stealth.
Oh yeah, there is a meta magic. I already know there's a meta magic.
We
for
just
it.
have to think of a way to rewrite it. Maybe 3 times per day, long rest or something to make it, or
I think that should
each day
definitely be
I
your,
roll a
like,
d4 or
you're just
something.
I
and
literally
can
made a
regain
memo.
them back
That's your
to
signature.
what I roll.
It's just like,
Just
Yeah,
a way to
I'll,
make it
I'll
interesting.
make some kind of system up.
You
Yeah.
haven't even.
Because I feel
your
like
character doesn't even
44,
realize that I
like
am
4 times a day
literally
is a little much.
No,
Yeah.
Maybe I can have 4,
Because when I
but
came
I have to
in,
re-roll
I
after every long
typically-
rest.
Typically,
Yeah.
when I walk around town, and
What we
things
can
like
do
that,
is
unless
have
I'm in
you
the safety of a place
lists.
that I
We can
know,
make a list of all of the damage types, and every day you
90%
roll
of
like
the time
2d20s
To see what damage
to
type
see
I
what
have.
damage types you can transmute
Okay.
to every day.
is
So
flipped
kind
over.
of
And
like-
then you have a certain amount of uses.
Kind of
would
like how
not
portents
know
work. So you have to roll
Yeah.
at the beginning of the day
I'm
what damage types you're able to do.
Yeah,
Construct.
something like
You
that.
would not know I'm a construct.
It's gonna be
unless
really
your
funny
game, my
working
head
on
was
up,
flipped
down,
back
and
where
down
you made
casting.
an
Oh, yeah.
investigation
Secret chest I think
or
would be a really
perception
fun.
Of casting a psychic fireball.
The fact that A, I'm not breathing,
That's
B,
the
I have no
plan.
heartbeat, and C,
Yeah.
I probably don't have
Because
even
some of
awareness
those
to
can be
realize
like
that.
psychic
Also,
fireball.
like,
Dang, he wears his armor all the time.
That can be
yeah, because like
very
90% of the
This
time,
is
if I'm
dedicated.
walking-
That
if I'm
can do
walking
a lot of
about,
damage
unless
because a
I'm
lot of
in
things are
a
resistant to
known
fire.
safe
Not
place,
as many are
I
resistant to
have
psychic.
Because don't you worry, when I roll it, you'll find out.
In
But
the
I
live
will, I will
you guys are
describe
both-
what it is
both
very
really tall,
differently.
and you are
Oh,
slightly taller.
for sure.
The
Yeah.
psychic will move